What do you want? What do you want?
It's not that simple.
What do you want? God damn it. What do you want?
I have to go.
Hello and welcome everyone. Hello there. That was a great trailer. So I hope you've enjoyed that trailer. That was like Van Damme at its prime, Time Cop, one of his best films. I've been doing marathons of Van Damme lately, so that's why I'm presenting so many trailers these days. Hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here, and thank you so much for actually. Yeah, it's always the sound, isn't it? The sound always gives me problems. Sorry about that. It's always the notifications. The notifications always ruin my sound. I don't know why. It gives me a lot of heartache, really. I'm gonna remove the notifications from the stream because it keeps breaking my sound. I have not found a solution for that. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid, Ludo. Much appreciated. Your stream was amazing. And for those of you that haven't seen Ludo's stream, you should go back and to watch his replay as well. But as I was saying to everyone, for those of you that don't know me, I am Hugo Guerra, and I used to be the head of compositing at the mill for a long time, and my streams are all about compositing, really. And at the moment, I have 3 days. I'm not the head of compositing at the mill anymore. I don't work at the mill anymore. I mostly work for the games industry. I work for Ubisoft, for Sony. I work for a lot of different companies, depending, because I do a lot of game cinematics and I mostly direct them. Oh, thank you so much, CG Rockstar, for the hosting as well. You guys are giving me a lot of love. Thank you so much for that. But anyway, like as I was saying, my streams are all about compositing. So for those of you that don't know, I basically do compostings on Thursdays. That's my stream, mostly Nuke composting. At the moment, we're doing some CG composting with a lot of advanced AUVs from V-Ray. And on Tuesdays and Sundays, we do reviews of showreels. So if you, because this was kind of my job, you know, when I was the head of Nuke at the mill, I used to hire the people for my company. You know, like we had like 35 people on my department, and so I used to review showreels all the time. I used to do interviews to a lot of people. So and of course I did dailies as well because I was the VFX supervisor as well at the company. So. And that's what this today is all about. Sunday is the review day. So basically you send your showreels. We have like 20 showreels to watch, I think. We're not going to watch them all today, of course, because it's not going to happen. But we're going to review the showreels. I'm going to already advise everyone to be to know that I am going to be very picky on the showreels. And the reason I'm going to be very picky is not because I'm a dick. It's mostly because that's how it works in the industry. You know, a lot of times we are very, very, very picky when we go through reviews, especially on dailies, and especially when we're reviewing shots to give to clients. So that's what you kind of have to kind of expect. So I'm going to give you an honest opinion about the shots. I hope no one gets upset about anything. It's going to be a very honest review, just like if I was at the mill checking the shots, okay? It's the, yes, exactly, Dwarf Marine, you're absolutely right. It's the truth, you know? It's the truth, and that's what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you the truth about the shots. I'm not going to be harsh at all. Like, I'm going to just give you the honest opinion of a supervisor regarding your shots, okay? But before we go and move on to the first showreel we're going to review from one of our viewers, remember, we do prioritize subscribers on Twitch. We also prioritize Patreons and YouTube members. So if you are a subscriber on Twitch, or if you are a Patreon, or if you are one of my members from the YouTube channel, don't forget to mention that on the chat. We do have 2 moderators today. We have CG Rockstar, which is, he also does streams of 3D. I will talk about that in a second. And we also have Lenny doing our moderation today. Now, there's a couple of new things I wanted to say. You probably noticed that down here, there's like a new little bar. You see what that is? So this is a little bar of subscribers, okay? So at the moment, we have 125 subscribers on the channel. And as soon as we get to 300 subscribers, I will give away a free license of my Nuke course. A lot of you on the chat already have done my course, so it is basically a 150 class long course. It takes like 4 months to do the course, or more, maybe 5 months. It has a bunch of showreel footage, and it has a bunch of high quality assets for you to do. And I'm going to give away a free copy. No, not to everyone, just to one of the subscribers. So I'm going to give If we reach the 300, I'll do a giveaway. Most likely, I will do 2 giveaways. Most likely, I always give 2. Never give just 1. It will just be a random giveaway. Now, the giveaway will be just for the subscribers, okay? So, basically, if we reach the 300 subscribers, I basically gave a timeline of 1 week for this goal. If we reach the 300 subscribers mark, I will do a giveaway, a random giveaway, only for the subscribers, and 2 of you will get the Nuke course for free, okay? So that's 3 is the magic number. Maybe you can probably convince me if we reach that value. So don't forget to everyone on the chat, if you have Amazon Prime, it's absolutely free to become a subscriber. And that's the key thing here. If you become a subscriber, then you can help me for the giveaway, and you can also be one of the lucky subscribers that gets the course for free. And if you want to subscribe with Amazon Prime, it's completely free, as I said. You just have to link your Twitch account with Amazon, and that's fine. So let's start with giving a couple of shout-outs from my latest followers and my latest subscribers as well. So I would like to start with Reich20 with a follow. Thank you so much. CG Rockstar is hosting. Thank you so much for that. M is subscribed on YouTube. Thank you. Keep Calm VFX has rated my stream as well. Thank you so much for that. Oh, this is going to be tricky. C Wilkinson VFX is a follower as well. Thank you so much for that. Tanya MC Ferris is a follower. Gian Mario is a subscriber on YouTube. JS Kopic is a follower. Corza1 is a follower. Silva R6 as a new follower. Neztaniba for the new follower. Fine Beer as a follower, I like that name. Fine Beer is a follower as well. And let's see here. Alexander Kerkhoff is a new follower. Kate 4D, new follower. Kazavans is a new follower as well. So thank you so much for that. And we just got a couple of new ones as well. The first one, I can't really pronounce the name. I'm sorry about that. It's in Chinese characters or Korean characters. I'm not really sure which one. But we have also Reptile Got Visibut, I guess, as a follow, and Ray's Walk as a follower as well. So thank you so much for following. Thank you so much for being on my stream. And thank you so much for supporting my channel. As I told you before, today is all about Showreel Reviews, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion as a VFX supervisor, just like if I was at the mill still. Now, don't forget as well, if you have questions, please let them know on the chat, okay? My lovely moderators will put them on a separate chat here for me so that I know who's asking a question and who's not asking a question, okay? So if you have questions about visual effects, questions about Nuke, questions about anything you want, just let me know, okay? So just let me know. And someone is asking on the chat, how do I get my showreel review? Very easy. You can just share the chat. You can share the showreel on the chat if you want, and then it will go onto the list of showreels, okay? So let's get started with the showreel reviews. At the moment, the first review that I have here is for Nelsinho Mayor. He's one of my Patreons. So Nelsinho, are you on the chat at the moment? Are you on the chat? Oh, I forgot to mention, while we're trying to see if Nelsinho is here, I forgot to say, I hope you are all very well during the pandemic, and I hope you're all in good health. You know, you just need to be strong. We are all gonna get together again, I hope. I hope very soon, maybe in a couple of months, I hope. At least in London, they're kind of saying that we're probably gonna be here in lockdown for at least, I don't know, until September, they're saying. So it's a bit nuts, but you know, we'll survive. We have survived worse things in the world anyway. So is Nelsinho Mayor one of my Patreons on the chat? If he's on the chat, we can start with his showreel. If he's not on the chat, then I'm going to give him a couple of minutes. And if he's not on the chat, we will just move on. Again, thank you so much for being on the stream. We're trying to reach partnership on Twitch. And like I told you many times, the only way I can get to partnership on Twitch is if I have always a constant viewing of 75 people. At the moment, we have 87 people. I'm so happy for all of you joining here. I only need 4 more streams. If I can have 4 more streams with this kind of viewing numbers, I will become a partner. So thank you so much for all the support. Look at that. BRVFX has subscribed as Prime. And he's, yes, as you can see, the counter is now 126. So we are on our way to get to the 300. We are on our way. Just gonna put this on the side so it doesn't cover the thing here. So thank you so much for being a subscriber, BRVFX. Thank you so much for that. Yes, sub with Prime. Okay, let's start. So is Nelson here? I don't think Nelson is here as well. By the way, CTPOH, thank you so much for being here. I brought your favorite T-shirt. Look at that. The man, the legend, Gagarin. He's the best astronaut ever. You know, he was the first one. This is the man. This is the man. Thank you so much for the subscription as well on JT Klein. Subscribe tier 1. Much appreciated for the subscription. Thank you so much. Look at that. 127. We're getting there. We're getting there. Anyway, let's get going. So Nelson was not here, as I can see. He's not here. So let's move on to the next one. Is George here? If George is here, I can start doing his shot. Is George here? Is he here? Is he here? Not here? George, I just saw you just before. I'm looking at the chat here. I did saw you, George, at some point. Did you leave, George? Did you leave me here hanging? Ah, there you go. Okay, you can show it on YouTube. It's just a quick throw in off shots that seal look. Okay, of course I will work on the shot. Okay, so cool. Let's have a look anyway. So let's just move on into the first review of the day. So that's George's shot. Where did I put this shot? Oh, wait a minute. I need to like copy it again. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. I should have done that before, but I forgot to do this link. So I'm just gonna like do that one here real quick. Okay. You still hear me? Well, yeah. Can you still hear me with the mic? Yeah, good, good. Okay, so let's watch George's thing then. So George, this is that yours? Yes, George. So let's, as we always do, we're gonna watch the showreel first. Now, George, forgive me. I'm gonna remove the sound. Okay. The reason I'm removing the sound is because I don't want to be flagged on YouTube, and I don't want to be flagged on Twitch as well by music. Okay. So I'm gonna remove the sound. If anyone wants this to hear the sound from George, Lenny has just posted the actual link so you can watch it. Okay, so I'm going to remove the sound. Let's watch it first, and then we go through the show reel. I know it's a work in progress, don't worry, so everyone needs to know this is a work in progress. So let's watch it first. If anyone else on the chat right now, don't worry. We are not without the microphone. It's just that we're watching George showreel, and I removed the sound because I don't want to be flagged on Twitch or in YouTube. Okay, so there is sound, and if you want to watch the showreel with sound from George, you can always download. There's a link on the chat for you to watch it with sound. Okay, is that over? Oh yeah, it is over. Okay, cool. So let's move on to the showreel review. So George, very good showreel. I know it's a work in progress, but you're doing well, man. You're already doing very well. So let's just go through this shot. Let's just go through these shots shot by shot. So George, first of all, before I even start, I know you haven't finished the showreel, but whenever will you allow me to show it on? Oh yeah, you already already. I can see Sajel is already before, like you already asked before. Ah, look at that! There's a hype train coming. Thank you so much for the subscription, Rise 20. So thank you so much. Look at that, 128, 128. It is growing, and the hype train is growing. So if anyone wants to be a subscriber right now, they can join the hype train. Anyway, let's start with the first shots. So I should probably, maybe, perhaps, yeah, I'm going to remove myself. No, I'm just going to do this. I'm going to just, the alerts probably should be on the side, because if they're going to be on the top, we're gonna watch them at the same time. So first of all, I always liked your logo, George. I think it's great. I think you did a great job with this design on starting your showreel. Normally showreels, we don't really want an intro or anything like that. The reason for that is because you know, you want to get right to the point. But as I can see, you have all your details here anyway, your email and what you've done as well. Now let's get with the first shot. Now, first of all, George, it would have been nice to know what you've done on these shots. I think it would have been nice if you would have put on the side here, you know, compositing, grading, or on-set, or whatever you've done on the shots. I think that would have really helped me know what you've done on the shot. Second of all, I know this is a nitpick, okay? It is a nitpick, but please try to make the text a bit smaller. We are not blind, and we do not need the text so big. This before and after thing is just a bit too big, okay? You did everything, okay. Well, you can't just write everything, but maybe you can just do compositing. If you were on set as well, you can just say on-set supervision and compositing, you know. But for me, I think it does look good, but I guess this is an artistic thing than anything else, really. For me, I feel like the fog is a bit too strong, but I understand that that's the whole point. The whole point is for people to kind of see, you know, for people to kind of see that that they are appearing from the fog. But I don't know, for me it feels like it's a bit too forced and it's a bit too much. Even if you had a really, really strong fog, I think you might not want to have it so strong that you hardly see anything. That's the only thing that I would say, but it does look good. Obviously on Vimeo it's very hard for me to really, really know if the shots are perfect. You know, but it just feels to me that you've lost a lot of detail, and maybe perhaps that's a bit too much. Like, I wish that I could have still see a little bit more of this, you know. I think it would have been nice, just a little bit more, and maybe perhaps it would have been nice for, you know, maybe the fog not to be so high up, but that's again an artistic consideration. And again, I don't see the floor even. Like, I think it's really, 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 really thick, but I'm sure from a creative point of view, that's most likely your objective. So I'm not really gonna like talk much more about that, because I know this kind of shot, you know, from a technical point of view, it looks fine. It's just from an artistic point of view, I would have made it a bit different, but I think you did good. So I'm not gonna really like continue to comment it really. Let's move on to the next one. So the next one here, let's see the breakdown. For some reason, as you noticed here, there's like a line here. So if I zoom in here, there's like a one single pixel line here. There's nothing there, and then there's like a one line there. Do you see that? So I'm not sure, and that goes on through the actual entire shot. So it's actually throughout this entire section here. This looks to me, George, like a crop box that went rogue. That's what it looks to me. You might want to look into that. So see if you can find the rogue crop box somewhere. Maybe that's the reason why that's happening. So anyway, let's just move on here. Sorry. This thing is a bit awkward. This is a new thing that I'm using, this annotation thing, and it's a bit awkward. It's a crop. Okay, good that you know already. That's good. It's a also. I would say, oh, look at that. The hype train has reached 100%. Thank you so much, Mikhail, for the 100 bits. Much appreciated. We're now going to hype train level 2. Thank you so much for the bids, man. Much appreciated. I'm hoping that George, you make a breakdown though. Like, I would much prefer to see a breakdown than the before and after. Would have been nice for us to actually see a breakdown, because I want to see the removal of these sticks, you know, for the tracking. I kind of want to see, because I don't know if the audience noticed, but George put some tennis balls here and some tracking data so that he could track the scene. George, how did you do a fog? Was it done in 3D or was it done in Nuke? Like, how did you created this fog? I'm wondering here. It's very well made. So was it done in 3D? Did you actually went to 3D and did some kind of placeholder CG elements for the people, or did you completely did it in Nuke? Just wondering here. Yeah, let me know when you can on the chat. So, cool. Anyway, moving on to the next shot. I think it would have been really nice. Oh, 3D particle system in Fusion. Oh, look at that. Fusion. Oh my God, George, you're using Fusion? So, I'm glad I found someone that uses Fusion. So, okay, cool. Well, I know the particle system in Nuke can do this as well. So, but did you do like placeholder cards for the people? I guess that's what you did. So that you could have the depth between them so that they would look more and less fogged. But yeah, I would really advise you to do a breakdown so that we can all see the lovely cleanup of all these rods and then the development of the particles. The other thing is that because your fog is so thick, your snow is really lost as well, and it's a shame. I think I would have crushed and color corrected this a little bit more so that it looks a bit more real. And again, a breakdown would have been so nice. You know, it would have looked so much nicer than just like a wipe, I think. You need to be a bit careful because this person here looks like she's frozen, you know. I think you went a bit too far with the saturation. You see here, she has quite a lot of red on the cheeks, and she has quite a lot of yellow on the scarf, and then now she's like frozen, and this person as well, she's too white, okay? You don't want to, like, they're not that far away. They're actually quite close to camera, and as you can see, he is still quite white, and then you're going too far with them. They're just going a bit too muted. You just have to be a bit careful with that, because especially here, if you think about it, darkness still is visible at this distance. You see, you can kind of see the darkness on his jacket, and in here you've lost the darkness of all this jacket here as well, and I think that's a shame, like, because all of this should have been dark, all of that should have been dark, and this should have been dark as well, so that when we wipe, you know, so when we actually wipe, we can kind of see it as well a little bit more. So I would say try to accommodate for that. Okay, next up, let's go to the next shot. So, again, I don't know what you've done on the shot because you didn't write it on the show reel, but this is what? It's not CG, right? Like, I'm not really sure what I'm looking at. So you've done some kind of color, is it just color correction from footage? Or does it actually have CG? Because I don't really know. I'm assuming it's just color correction masking that you're doing here, so that it looks like that there's like some kind of green mass going through, and then there's like some particles flying through as well, the air. But yeah, it would be nice for you to tell us what you've done, because okay, so before, after, okay, I see. What is that thing, by the way? There's like some kind of floating thing. Just to move back a bit. Sorry, I should move back a bit faster. What is this thing? You see these things on the like oh, sorry, need to clean that. These things, that thing and that thing. There's like a bunch of things overing here. What is that all about? Not really sure what that is. Are these like some particles on the air? Because they look really strange. They're really thick and big. I'm not really entirely sure what that is. Director wanted to have something like particles floating. Okay, but if they wanted like you know, directors are always right. Of course they are. I guess, wouldn't you want to make them a bit smaller, because they look really big? They look like stuff, really thick stuff. You know, I think it's a bit weird. So I would say that's of course an opinion. If the director wanted it like that, you can't really do much about that. Now, this shot here, let's see, you've done a motion graphic, and then the guy is holding, there's no breakdown, I think. No, there's no breakdown. No, there's no breakdown. Now, George, it would have been nice to have a breakdown, because I can't really tell, it's very hard in Vimeo to tell if your key is right. It looks right, but it's hard to tell since I can't see the original. I'm not sure if you've stolen some edges and anything. So it's not a very good looking shot though. Like, I think it brings your show reel a bit down, I would say, because it looks a bit ugly. From aesthetic point of view, I'm sure it's oh, there's been some new emotes added to the chat here, by the way. I just noticed that we have some new emotes now that just showed up because of the raid. No, not because of the raid, because of the hype train. That's cool. Oh, look at that. STVFX subscribe tier 1. Look at that. We are 129 now, so we're almost on our way. We have like a week to get there to 300. So don't forget, by the way, if you are a resubscriber, you also count to that counter, okay? So imagine that you're going to resubscribe. That also counts to this counter. So this is not live subscriptions. This is live, like basically your subscriptions, like the counting. It's the counting of all subscriptions. So that means that even if you resubscribe, you count to that counter as well. Okay, just so that you know. And also, don't forget that if you are a Patreon, if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber, Amazon Prime does not resubscribe every month, okay? So if you're an Amazon Prime subscriber, you have to manually subscribe to my channel every month. They unfortunately do not allow you to do something that would become recurring. That's only when you're actually a tier 1 subscriber. So when you're an Amazon Prime, you have to subscribe manually every month, and that will count to that counter there. Okay, just so you know, it will count to the counter. So that's not the numbers of subs that I have. Actually, I only have 125 subs. It's just that because people are resubscribing, that's why. So that you know. Okay, so let's continue here. So George, as I was saying, I kind of feel like this. I kind of feel like this thing is not very pretty in terms of production. It's very mushy. Like your screen that you have on top is very pixelated. I just don't think it's a pretty image to see. I would personally remove these from your showreel because they bring down your showreel quite a lot. Okay. Now this one here, you have a CG car going through the city, and then we have these rays coming through. I feel like this car is not very well integrated. Okay. First of all, you don't have a breakdown, which is a shame, and I think you have to do some work to integrate it. And I'll tell you what I mean. The snow shot, I was on set. I didn't comp and prep. Okay, I only did comp and prep. Okay. So I would say that there's quite a lot of work to do on this shot in terms of integration. If you want to have the CG there, like first of all, because if you look closely, you see your car does not have the same black levels as the background. So if the car is this far away, and especially if you are pretending that the car is so big, like if you look at objects that are really big in screen, they actually have a lot of atmospherics going on, you know. So all this atmospheric that you have in the city, all of that should have been affecting the car. That means the black point of the tire should be close to the black point of the arbor and the actual buildings. So that's one thing I would say that you need to fix, because that's going to make the car look bigger as well. It's going to make the car much bigger, you know. It's supposed to be a huge car, yeah, of course, but the fog is what makes it look big. Because at the moment it looks fake, it doesn't look big enough. And also you have some problems in keying as well. There's some kind of issues going on here, like where we have first of all, you have sliding. So you see the distance. If I zoom in really close into this thing, you see the car is floating. So you see the distance between my mouse and the harbor, like, oh, sorry, my face is on front. Sorry about that. I need to like move it to this side and then zoom in to here. So if you look at the distance here, when the shot starts, the distance is quite big, and then when it continues, the car slides down. So now it's much shorter. So you have a bit of a problem here, I think. This is coming from this, you know, like you see, the car kind of goes down like this, and that's not going to work. You need to kind of fix that. So that's the first thing. It's supposed to fix the track. That's the first thing I would do. And then the second thing I would do would be to basically get the atmospherics to work. Okay. So, and again, also the angle is also not correct as well. That's another problem you have here with the car. So the car again floats up again. So you see the car started actually, yeah, now we can actually see a big problem here. The car started quite high up. You have like this distance between the end of the harbor and the tire, and then you now have very little distance. Thank you so much, Andre VFX, for the subscription. Much appreciated. Subscribe Prime for 2 months. Thank you so much for the subscription. We're at 130. Getting closer and closer to the giveaways. Doesn't have to be today, by the way. We can do it over the next few streams. Don't worry. So, as I was saying, Now it's really short, and now the car goes up again. You see, now it goes high again, and now it's already again a big distance. The other problem as well is perspective. It's a bit weird, the perspective of the car, because now it kind of looks like the car is actually filmed on a low angle, but then the harbor is a slightly higher angle. So I don't really believe that the angles are correct, okay? So just so that you know, I don't really believe the angles are actually correct. Well, I'm going to move on to the next shot. So this shot here, you basically did replication, I'm assuming. You basically started with a few cyclists, and now you have a bunch of cyclists. So it looks okay to me. It's so dark that it's hard for me to tell. It's a shame you don't have a breakdown. It kind of looks like you've repeated some people, though. I can kind of see that this guy is the same. So that's the only thing I would be careful on. Like, you have this person is the same as that person, the same as that person as well. So if you want to replicate them, you want to be careful not to replicate them in a way that I can see it, because I can clearly see that it's been replicated like that. You have the same guy here again. The only way that you would be able to fix this would be if you would change the colors of the shirts and kind of break it up a bit. You know, for example, I would give you an example. Maybe use an offset to have a different time of that cyclist on this area so that it's different from this guy. And maybe, you know, you could have a blue shirt on this guy and then have a red shirt on this guy. So if you break it up a bit, then you will get it in a much better way, you know. I would advise you to break it up a bit so that it looks a bit better. And this would be for both shots, not just for this one. This one as well. Well, sorry, no, this one, well, this one you don't really notice, so never mind what I said. In this one, you don't really notice. I really like the way that you've made the blues, although I think maybe perhaps this glow is a bit too much. Like, I think you have a bit too much diffuse going on here. It makes it look a bit fake. I would tone down the diffuse a bit on this blue, on the blue guys, okay? Thank you so much, Peter Masek. Thank you so much, Peter Masek, for the subscription tier 1. Much appreciated for the subscription. You guys are spreading the love here for sure. We are now at 131. Thank you so much for that. So that would be one thing I would do. And again, please make these smaller. Please make these smaller. And also a breakdown, man. A breakdown is always better. I think a breakdown always looks better anyway. So sorry, I need to like not have that. Still kind of like figuring out how this thing, annotations, works. Okay, so let's go into this shot here. This shot here, there's a couple of things I would say. First of all, I can kind of still see the bright edge here. So you see, if you look at the feet here, I can kind of see that I still have a slightly bright edge around the feet. And it only happens on the 2 first frames, and then it kind of goes away. And so you need to fix this frame and that frame, because we can kind of see like there's like a whitish edge around the frame. You see, it's here and here. And then as we go to the next frame, it also happens as well. I would advise you to just use, perhaps maybe just use an erode and then use an edge extension for that. That could probably fix that issue. And it's normal. This is, of course, normal because you're having a lot of brightness behind the feet, you know. Thank you so much, Raf Santos. Raf Santos, subscribe with Prime. Much appreciated. Much appreciated. We're now at 132. Look at that. I'm sure that by next week we're going to be fine. We're going to be fine. Yes. And then I can give away some Nuke courses. And we're also at 92 viewers, which is amazing because I need to have the consistent 75 so that I can actually become a partner. So thank you so much. You guys are spreading so much love here and thanking me so much. Thank you so much for all the support on this stream and all the streams I've been doing, you know. You guys mean the world to me, and thank you so much for this. By the way, I'm gonna have to do a special stream next week because 3 per week is not going to be enough for me to reach the goal. So I'm still gonna do that stream that I told you about making the books with the webcam that I bought. So I'm gonna do that as well soon. And now, the white edge, like I said, you need to fix that. Everything else kind of looks fine to me. I'm not sure I can see any edges anywhere. There is some problems on the hands though here. So as you can see here, the hands are a bit blurred and then they get really sharp. So you need to kind of fix the roto on the hands here. You've also stolen too much edge on the shirt here. We've lost some of the edge there. We've lost some of the detail of this curve of the shirt as well. So you need to kind of improve the key a little bit. And I know I'm being very fiddly, but hey man, that's the only way you're going to become better, right? There's also some flare issues here. As you can see, we have like the light bouncing from the flare. I'm assuming that's on the original shot, right? I can't see. Did you play back the original shot? No, you didn't. So you have a bit of an issue here with the flare coming through. So you see, the biggest issue you have is that he has pure black on his shirt, you know, like in his trousers. And then at some point, it's not pure black as well. It's almost like the black point changes dramatically, you know. So that's the thing, because you have like pure black here, and then the next frame, it gets really, really grayish, and then it goes a little bit lower gray, and then it goes back to black again. And this is because of this flare. Now, the flare, you would have only two choices here. You either embrace this flare and actually put the flare on the shot, including the background, because at the moment you have a discrepancy between black points here. So you either embrace the flare and put it in, or you remove it completely, okay? So if you have to remove it, you could do that frame by frame by color correcting it. So if you do a soft mask on the legs here, you could color correct the black point so that it's fixed. Now, to remove this flare is a bit more tricky because you would have to patch it. What I would advise you, if the director is happy with, is that I would just embrace the flare and actually have the flare fade in. And the problem you have here to embrace the flare is the flare should be affecting the background as well, because the flares are a lens artifact, so it would affect the whole thing, okay? So just so that you know, okay? So that's what I would do there. Let's just double check if there's any other keying issues here. Yeah, there's also like, I can kind of see that your edges are not very good, especially the hand here. And you kind of fix some of these edges here. They're not really working very well. There's also some white edges going on here. There's a white edge around the finger, this finger as well. You know, there's a lot of white edges going on that hand as well. As you can see, there's like a really big problem there. So you kind of want to, of course, I can't really judge because I can't see the original footage, but you need to kind of look into that. Okay, this shot here. Oh, just to confuse everyone, you've just reversed it. Okay, so let's see here. So, yeah. What's the final thing? Yeah, this one, I really don't have much to say. I think it looks quite nice. One thing I would say, though, are you sure this reflection would show that? Because if the mirror is facing the car, wouldn't we see maybe the other side of the stadium, or maybe we would see a piece of the car? I'm not sure if we would see the car, but wouldn't we see either a bit of the car, or maybe a bit of the window, or maybe his face? Like, I'm not sure, but it could be the case. You might want to experiment this on a real car. So maybe the best way to fix this would be to actually, if you have a car, get your iPhone and go to this exact place and photograph with your iPhone to see what happens if someone is sitting on the steering wheel like this, and what would happen on the reflection. Okay, so I would advise you to do that, to actually take a picture and just check. Okay, so that would be what I would say. In terms of a key, I don't really have much to say. I think it looks great. Again, I would also test this reflection here as well. I'm not entirely sure, you know, so I'm talking about this reflection, okay? So I'm not sure if what you have here is the correct reflection, because I would assume if you take a photo with the iPhone, you're going to see exactly what happens. And this one as well, like what is exactly should be happening here, I would definitely do a reference on an iPhone just to double check, okay? So I think it would look better if you do that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is perfect. There is a bit of an issue I have with your screen comp here. So let's see here. So where is it? This one here. Let's go back a bit. So I don't think your CG is looking good enough. That's the only thing that I kind of noticed right away. So you see, this is the original stuff you have there. I'm just gonna zoom in a bit more to this thing. And oh shit. Oh my god. Wait a minute. Wait a minute, guys. I clicked where I shouldn't. Just give me just a second. Unfortunately, I'm gonna have to like make a little interruption here because I need to get my Wacom tablet. This is a known bug that happens on Synergy. So I use Synergy to scroll through multiple screens. And if I by mistake go off screen when I'm zoomed, the Synergy thing just breaks. So I have to get my Wacom tablet in so that I can get a mouse again on the image. And then I can finally zoom out. Otherwise it gets locked off. Sorry about that. It happens sometimes. It's just one of the kinks of Synergy. Yeah, it should be fixed now. So you should be able to see it again. Okay, cool. So yes, I am fixed now. So what I was going to say is this. So I'm just going to like move it up. So your CG doesn't look really real to me. The reason it doesn't look real to me is because you have the perfect reference, man. You don't have to... oh, I've never heard of... so LCAT22 is saying use share mouse. It's better than Synergy. Okay. I don't know. I've never heard of share mouse. I need to check that. Share mouse. Thank you so much for the tip. I'm going to definitely check that out. Yeah, I use Synergy, but I really hate one thing on Synergy. It doesn't support my Wacom tablet across the screens. That would have been nice if it would. So, yeah. Yeah, I know you're not a CG artist, man, but still the integration is not working, George. So, because you see, you have everything you need here. You can see the black point, you can see the gray point, you can see everything. And then when you put the CG, it's pure black. So the black points are not matching. That's the first thing you have. Especially, you can even see it here really quickly. So if you look at the original plate, you see that you have like some kind of greenish tint going on the CG plate, because that's the green screen, of course. But not only you have greenish tint, but you also have like a gray lift. You know, there's like almost like a grayness to the image. And your CG and your extension is pure black. So the black points are not matching. And that would be one thing I would say. They're not also not matching inside here. So you see, you have a bit of gray going on here on this area. And then when you put the CG matte painting, it's not the same type of gray. So it's clashing quite a lot with the hands, and it's clashing quite a lot with the steering wheel as well. So I think you need to work on your black points here. And also you need to work on your text, because when you do the second breakdown, this text doesn't look right to me. And the reason why it doesn't look right to me is this. If you look closely, you see, from a perspective point of view, your screen is doing this, right? Sorry. Your screen is doing that. Now your text is doing this. So your text is actually not on the same parallax as the screen. And that looks to me like strange, because your screen is like this here. So that means your text should be like this. So you need to kind of rotate the text a little bit. I saw that immediately when I saw the thing. Okay, so let's move on. The key, I think, is great. So far, George, the only shot I would remove from the showreel, really, for me, would be the shots with the guys with the screens. You know, this one. I think these shots I would completely remove from the showreel. If you can't fix this car, I would also remove it. I think these shots really bring down your showreel. They're not good enough. Now this one here with the matte painting looks nice to me, although there is a couple of problems here. It looks wait a minute, let me just watch it again. So the original was what? So she was just like, the problem is you don't have, would have been so much nicer if I had the breakdown where I can see the, oh, it's nice that while you do the breakdown I can actually see how bad your matte painting is. So you have to be careful with this, because I can actually see the holes on the matte painting, and that's not a nice thing to watch, okay? So you kind of want to not have this, because this makes it look a bit strange, I would say. This guy here looks fine, comped. It's a shame I can't see the actual shot of her on the car. It looks fine to me, but I don't know. There's something fishy going on, man. I don't know, like maybe it's the car shake, but it does look good. I think, well, I'm not going to spoil. I think it's just the breakdown you need to kind of work a bit more. And your matte painting also looks a bit rough on the edges, but maybe it's a work in progress. I don't know. You guys know this film? I've never seen this film, so I don't know which film it is. Okay, this shot really you don't have a breakdown. That's a shame. Should really have a breakdown. The only thing I can see on this shot that I would say that maybe you want to tweak is the mirror outside. So it looks to me like the mirror outside is a bit too bright because the black points are not matching the rest of the shot. Looks to me like something happened on the background of this, and also the mirror is not picking up as much integration as it should be. I think it needs to pick up a bit. Like the edges look a bit like you have white edges here, and you need to look into that. I do think it looks like there's white edges there, but yeah, definitely once you have this shot done, then we can have a look and see it for real. So yeah, George, your show reel is great. I think just to recap. Make sure you do some nice breakdowns. Make the text shorter. Fix this crop box. I would definitely put smaller particles. I think it would look nicer. Again, maybe do breakdowns. I would remove this shot. I would remove this shot as well. I would either fix this shot with the car or remove it. I would keep these, but maybe try to break down the cyclists a bit. This one you need to fix those couple of frames and the flare. The car looks fine, but the CG is not well integrated, so you need to look at the CG, and you also need to look at the key looks fine, but the CG is not well integrated, and the reflections of the mirrors look a bit strange. And then this matte painting breakdown, please do not have it with holes like this, because it looks a bit strange. And then the last shot, just do a breakdown, and I suspect there's a bit of white edges going on this mirror outside, but it's hard for me to tell without seeing a breakdown. So George, thank you so much for sharing your showreel, and congratulations, your showreel is getting really good. So that was George's showreel. Congratulations to On Order. We've been talking for 45 minutes, so we're going to move on to the next showreel. No problem, George. We're going to move on to the next showreel. So the next showreel is from a Patreon. It's called Carter Qin. So Carter Qin, I hope you are online. I'm just going to double check if I have your showreel already. Let's see here. Carter Qin, do I have your showreel? Yes, I have your showreel here. So Carter, are you here? Are you on the chat? Let's see if he's on the chat right now. Thank you so much for being here, guys. Like, we are at the moment with 84 people, which is amazing because I'm trying to get those 75 mark to get as partner. If I become a partner, I can do a lot more streams and a lot more longer streams as well, which would be nice. So is Carter on the chat? Carter is one of my Patreons. I have his showreel on the screen here. So Tian Carter Qin, I guess. I don't know if that's pronounced correctly. But if he's on the chat, then please say something, because you're going to be next. If you're not here, then we're going to move on to the next one. So the next one would be, let's see here. I'm here. Okay, Carter. So you're going to be next, okay? So Carter, before I even start, would you allow me to make a YouTube video about your showreel review? Would you allow me to do that? I think, like I told everyone before on the last stream, I think it would be beneficial to everyone on my channel to view what we're looking for on showreels, and this could really help people. That's why I keep telling you that you should watch these streams, because watching the feedback, like the feedback you just watched on George's showreel, really helps develop your showreel. It develops for you to know what you should do on your showreel and what you shouldn't do on your showreel. So I think it's important for you to kind of like watch other people's criticism and other people's feedback. Sometimes it's positive feedback, sometimes it's negative feedback, but you know, that's how it goes. Anyway, Carter, you'll be next. So thank you so much for allowing me to, please let me know if you do allow me to make a YouTube video of your showreel review later on. Thank you so much. So hi Dan, welcome to the stream. So let me know, Carter, and we're gonna do a break soon. So okay, so let's do a break. As always, don't go anywhere. We do responsible streaming, so I want you all to go and stretch your legs. I want all of you to go and drink some water, relax your eyes for a couple of minutes. Okay, we are going to be for 5 minutes doing a break. Okay, So we'll be back in 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes. I'm going to have a timer and everything. So if you want to put a timer, you can also do. I should put a timer on the screen. I should really do that next time. I'll do that, okay? So we'll be right back. Next, it will be Carter's showreel that we're going to be reviewing, and then we're going to move on through the list. We have a long list, but remember, we do showreels every Sunday, and we do showreels every Tuesday. And then, of course, we do compositing streams on Thursdays as well. Thanks so much, LCAT22, for the following. Much appreciated. Okay, let's break for let's do a break. Intermission, 5 minutes. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Hope you've all stretched your legs for a moment. I went and got my wonderful Diet Coke. Here we go. So for all of your Pepsi haters out there, I'm using Pepsi Max, which has maximum taste and no sugar. Look at that. It says here on the can that it's Maxim. It's the best one. I also have it with all my ice here as well. Look at this beautiful thing. Just look at it. It's so pretty to look at. So yeah, thank you so much for sticking around. We have a lot less now. We only have 77 people, but as long as we can keep going with 75, we'll be fine. So I hope so. We can kind of continue. Anyway, let's it's not sponsored. I hope it was. Would have been nice if it would have been sponsored. So let's move on. It is the best. It's the best. Pepsi is the best. So as you can see, this is going really well. So thank you so much, Dribbly Blue. So thank you so much, Dribbly Blue, for the subscription Prime. 11 months, man. Thank you so much for that. Amazing. You've been a subscriber for almost a year. You almost have that badge of a year. You're almost there. Thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and on Prime. And as you can see, we are 133. So don't forget, this is not just subscribers, but it's also resubscribers. So it counts to this bar here as well. So in the next week or so, we're going to have this bar here. So this bar ends next Monday. Not this Monday, next Monday. So it's basically going to be a week. So it's going to be also here on Tuesday, also going to be here on Thursday, and it's also going to be here on next Sunday. So for the next 3 streams, we're going to have this bar here. And once we get to this number here, the 300, once we get to 300 resubs or subs, I will be giving away 2 complete free licenses of my Nuke course, okay? So everyone knows that I have a course on Kickstarter. That course has 150 classes. It's quite big. It takes more than 4 months to do the course, and I'm going to give away a free license of that course to 2 lucky subscribers, okay? So if you are one of my subscribers, then you will be entitled to be on that lottery, and I will give 2. I'm not sure about the 3 yet. You're saying 3. Maybe I'll just give 2. I don't know yet. I'm going to decide, okay? You don't force me to do anything. Anyway, we're going to move on. As you know, today is the day of doing reviews. So, and don't forget, Tuesday we continue the reviews, and on Thursday we do compositing. Today, we just did George... look at that. People are now jumping into the bandwagon here. So, Wallace ACW. By the way, do you hear the alerts? I don't think you do hear the alerts, do you? Don't believe so. I don't think you hear the alerts, do you? You don't hear anything. So, so everyone on the tree... No, not everyone. Just one each. Oh my God, you guys are... You guys are do you really think I'm gonna give away 300 free licenses of the course? That's a bit too much, no? It's gonna be a giveaway, okay? It's a giveaway. Okay, so we just did George Showreel Review. Now we are going to move on to Carter, okay? Carter will be the next one. So Rajput is asking if his showreel was done. Your showreel is going to be, let's see here, we have a couple of people on the, so Rajput, there's 2 more people in front. So we're now going to do Carter. That's the first person. Then we have Aziz Barak as well. And then it will be you, Rajput. So you are going to be the 3rd showreel. So it will definitely be today, for sure. But of course, it depends if Aziz is here. If Aziz is here, if he's not here, then you'll be next, Rajput, okay? So if Aziz Barak is not here, then you will be next. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to let's see here. So the lottery ticket has the 0.6% chance. No, it doesn't. No, if you think about it, oh, is that? So it's like out of 300 people, it will be 3 lotteries. Well, it's better than 0, right? It's better than 0. I have done a giveaway a couple of weeks ago, and the lottery, like the giveaway, I did to 3 people, gave 3 licenses of the Nuke course as well. So people are always complaining, right? So you're basically complaining about free stuff. Is that what you're doing? Is that what you're doing? It looks to me like you're complaining about free stuff. Anyway, let's move on to Carter's showreel. So Carter, so I'm hoping I'm not butchering your name. So Tian Carter Qin, is that how I say it? I hope it is. So this is the Compositing Showreel 2019. So Carter, before I start, don't forget to tell us if we have permission to use the showreel, to use this section of the Twitch stream as a YouTube video, because like I said, later on I want to make individual, from all the reviews I do, I want to do individual showreel reviews on YouTube. So if you give me permission, Carter, then I would make it as a YouTube video, because again, like I said, I think people, oh, you need permission? Okay, cool, that's fine. So you're going to check the permission, that's fine. So I am going to view a showreel first. So as always, guys, you know, guys and girls, you know that we do not listen to the sound. So if you want to listen to the sound, the link is on the description. I can't put the sound because I might be flagged on Twitch or on YouTube, so I don't want to be flagged. So Carter, let's watch your showreel first, and then we will deconstruct the showreel. So let's go for this. Very, very nice. So for those of you that don't think that my mic is off or something, it's not. We removed the sound because I don't want to be flagged on YouTube and on Twitch for sound copyright. But this is Carter's showreel, and it's a very impressive showreel, Carter. You have a very impressive showreel. I don't have much to say, man. It's going to be a quite short show review. So I'm not even sure if I can make a YouTube video out of it. So I don't think you need to get permission, because I don't think I can make a YouTube video out of this, because this is going to be really short. So Carter, first of all, congratulations. Your showreel is awesome, and I think you did a fantastic job. And if anything, I think everyone here should be really looking at this showreel as an example of a good showreel. You know, I can definitely say, okay, so this showreel here, I mean, it's a good example. Obviously, it's a shame that you don't have breakdowns, but I know exactly the problem, because production shots, you only get breakdowns if they actually put it on the breakdown video, you know. Usually when they do a breakdown video from the company, that's the only way, if you are lucky to be that your shot is going to be on a breakdown. That's the main thing really here. Anyway, let's start with the first one. I don't really have much to say, so this is Bad Boys Sky Replacement. It's going to make it, I'm going to make it full screen, but I need to kind of have it just a bit smaller, because I know I'm covering it a little bit, so sorry about that. So I don't really have much to say. I think you did a wonderful job with the sky replacement and also with the matte painting. This has already been reviewed by a VFX supervisor. I don't really have any notes. Again, you had a client, you had a VFX supervisor, you had dailies. The shot looks great. I like the fact that you have the text really small on the corner. I hate when people make really big text, as you guys already know. I think you did a good job. I don't really see any issues. I mean, obviously, I mean, if I really nitpick, there is a bit of a difference between blurring for me. I think that the supply department here, the level of blur and is not really matching this one on the top here. But I'm not sure if this is actually because it was feedback, or maybe it was like the client's request. It could be that. But I think, again, I don't really have much to say. I think you did a great job, even on the key, on everything, on the matte painting. I do only say that it looks to me like you have a slight white edge on the corner here. And you also have a little edge on the fence. That would be what I would say. Maybe I'm wrong, but it does look like that. But again, I'm reaching. There's not much to say. Second shot here, blue screen, tracking removal, fire, CG fire, smoke, ambers integration. There's no breakdown. That's a shame, but I know how it is. Production never gives you breakdowns unless if you're the lucky person to have their shot on the company's breakdown. That's always, exactly, Carter. It's going to be impossible for you to get the original footage. That's the problem. So there's never going to really happen a moment there. So I'm assuming that they were on a blue screen. Is that what happened, Carter? They were on a blue screen. So again, this shot was already supervised, and your VFX supervisor probably already had notes. I don't really see any issues. I'm going frame by frame here. I mean, it kind of looks to me that there's a bit of a blue bounce on her arm, but I'm not sure if that bounce is from the blue screen or if it's something else. It kind of feels like there's still a bit of blue going on everywhere, on her face, on the bounce, on the arm. But again, it could also be because maybe there's a blue light on the. I don't know what happened on the next shot, and I don't know what happened on the shot before. So, it might be the moon, or it might be a nighttime shot. That might be other things. That might be why it has that look. But I don't really see any problems really on the key. I think you did a great job. The marker removals as well. So I don't really have much to say here. Again, great example of good shot. This one here, Bad Boys, background and billboard replacement wire removal. Again, this shot was already supervised by a supervisor at the company where you did it. I don't really see any problems, even when if I go frame by frame. I don't see any issues. If anything, for me, like personally, from a creative point of view, I would have had more light wrap and more I would have added a bit more diffuse, because it just feels to me like he's a bit cut out in front of this explosion, especially when you look at this frame here. That's the feeling I have. But again, I know this might be a real explosion anyway, but if I was a grade or a colorist, I would have given a bit of diffuse anyway. Is this explosion real or is this explosion CG? Do you know? Blue screen, yes, okay. It's the LUT. Oh, yeah, that's the thing. If it's the LUT, it might be. Yeah. So yeah, let me know if this is a real explosion, or if it's like, is it on set, or is it like a practical explosion, or was it a CG explosion that they put in? Is it a practical explosion? Okay, you'll let me know later. Anyway, going in here, wire removal, green screen removal. Again, don't have much to say. These shots were done by a company, so you've had probably multiple feedback and multiple supervisors looking into it. This shot here, green screen removal, roto paint, shadow casting, CG environment integration. Let's see here. Let's see here. So I don't really see any issues. You did a great job with everything, I feel. If anything, the only thing that I would say is that it looks a bit strange. The only thing that I would just say is that it feels like the screen of the laptop doesn't have enough white into it, so it doesn't feel like it's very dimmed, but because you see, normally a laptop has actually light source, a very strong light source. It looks a bit dim, and I know it's going berserk, but it would have been nice if it would have cast a bit more light, I think that's the only thing that I would say, and that's of course a creative comment really, more than anything else. I don't really see anything else. Again, very difficult to notice on Vimeo, because Vimeo has such compression. It's very hard to notice if you still have good edges or not, but it looks to me like you've nailed the edges. Let's just see here, going frame by frame. Yeah, look, well, you've stolen a bit of hair though. Like, it feels to me like some of the hair detail is gone, because I don't really see this lock of hair. Kind of looks like it's gone from your shot. which is a shame because it was there on the green screen. So maybe look into that. That's little fine details of that lock of hair, of this lock of hair on the side. Oh, sorry, I'm in front on my camera. Again, I'm always on the camera. Sorry about that. I'm talking about this lock of hair, okay? So this lock of hair, I feel like it's missing from the key. So because I don't see it here anymore on the key. So I feel like you've kind of like took it out. It's actually real? Okay. If it's real, then I would have just done a bit of color correction. But yeah, I feel like you need to improve this key a bit because you've lost some of the detail a bit. It's very dark though. It's very hard to tell. And it's very, I'm really nitpicking because it's so dark that I wouldn't even care that much. The other thing that I would say though is that in this you have a reference on the green screen. You see here where we have a really nice detailed shadow on the green screen. It's a shame that we do not preserve a shadow on him. It feels like you forgot to put the shadow on him. Because it feels to me like if the light direction was still the same, or maybe perhaps the light direction is not the same though, but if we look at the CG, the shadow, the light is coming from that side, and we can clearly see a cast shadow on that side, and then there's no shadow at all on the sofa. That would be the only thing that I would be a bit nitpicked about, because you see, this globe is casting a shadow, but then he is not casting a shadow. That's the only thing I would say that is missing a little bit. If maybe you can fix that, maybe you can add a bit more to that. But again, nitpicking a lot, man. Because your showreel is really good. CG and effects integration, smoke simulation particles. So this one here, track looks solid. The CG integration looks solid. Your particles look solid. I think I don't really have much to say. Motion blur looks solid as well. It's so blurred in Vimeo, man. It's so hard to tell really the details. Like I can't really tell about the grain management. I can't really tell those kind of things, but it looks to me like it's working. So I don't really have much to say. Very good work. Very good work. This one here, PF tracking, edge replacement, CG integration, environment modifications. So let's see here. On this one, I do think you have a couple of problems. Not many, like just very, very few little things. Let's just go to the end here. I think it's more to do with the black points than anything else. So if we go here, you see that was the original head. You never show me the original plate, which is like in playback. But you see, I feel like your scarf here is looking a bit too gray compared to everything else. But it's very well made, though. I'm being, again, very nitpicking with this. I just feel like the black point is not completely matching. Let's see here. Because especially here inside, I see a lot of light inside this hood, but I wouldn't really see this, you know. I wouldn't see so much brightness going on inside here. But then, you know, I just feel like you need to darken the inside of that hood because there's no light. You see, all the light would not be inside because you would never see this brighter section inside of it in here because no light would ever go into it. So that would be one of the things that I would nitpick. But that's a really, really subtle thing that you need to tweak in terms of black points. I think it's a very easy thing to do. I like your environmental stuff, the stuff you did, the blood splatter and the dirt and everything. I like that a lot. I think you did a good job with that. You know, especially everything that you put into the bathroom. I think you did a good job. Maybe perhaps it has a bit of too much of a grade. Usually grading is always a very, you want to be a bit more subtle. Sorry about that. So let's see here. Hi, Ian. Ian is saying hello, so I'm saying Ian hello as well. Hello. So, but again, nitpicking a lot. Very nice shot. Now these shots are from Eli Astra. I've seen the film. Don't have anything to say. This has been supervised. You've had a supervisor on set. You had a supervisor on the show. You had client feedback. It all looks fine to me. I mean, obviously I have comments, but they are creative comments. And this is the thing with work that is professional, with work that comes from other shots. There's no point of us giving a feedback to those because those shots, what you all have to understand is that when you have a professional shot that has a show supervisor, that has a VFX supervisor on the show, that has a director, that has a client, that has a studio, there's not much I can say, because even if there's something wrong on the shot, that might have been a choice that the client made, or it might be something the supervisor wanted, or it might be something the director wanted. So this is really tricky, because you can't really judge these shots that easily, because as I told you guys last week, from my experience, when I do a project, imagine my project has 100 versions, usually the 50th version is the best one, and then it just goes downhill from there, because a lot of times clients' feedback is terrible, you know. So that's the thing I would say. So I don't really have much to say. I mean, for me personally, if I was supervising this, I feel these screens are a bit too low light and they don't have enough diffuse, and I feel like they are too sharp. So, but again, this is a client feedback. So clients usually want to see sharp stuff because that's a really famous actor, so they want people to see it, you know. So you might have those kind of comments. So I have nothing to say about this shot either. It's a shame you don't have a breakdown, but again, maybe look at their website. Maybe they will make a breakdown, because I think the Astra is out now on Blu-ray. If it's out on Blu-ray, you might be lucky that there is a breakdown. Maybe your shots are on the breakdown. Now, this shot here, background and CG integration, door indoors, destruction, particle simulation, camera shake, and dirt. So, from a point of view of the simulation, well, you didn't do the simulation. Oh, you did the simulation, okay. So the simulation looks fine to me. The camera shake, you know, it's always a creative choice. I don't think I would put so much dirt on the lens. I think it makes it a bit fake. So, because, I mean, where does the wood really make dirt on the lens? I'm not so sure if it would make so much dirt, and especially because you're dissolving the dirt. So I feel like it's a bit fake, the dirt, how it goes to the screen, especially here, see? You're actually dissolving it in. And instead of dissolving it in, what I would advise you to do is to actually patch it in. So if you use rotoscopes, you can patch. So the very moment that it hits the lens, you should see like a bunch of particles going in, you know. I think that's what you should try to do, and I think that would really help. That would really help your shot, you know. Can you guys still hear me? I'm just checking if the sound is still fine. I think it is, yeah. So I would try to do that. I would try to rotoscope so that you would have the sections showing up, section by section, okay? So, yeah. Let's see here. In terms of integration, at least you have a breakdown, which is good. So the other thing I would say is the actual resolution of the particles and the CG. I feel like there's not enough depth of field going on to actually integrate them correctly, because if you look at the plate, you never show me the original plate, but the original plate looks quite blurry and quite, you see, if I look at this, if I look at this table and I look at these computers, I can see that they're quite blurred and they have a lot of spread in pixels because the camera might be very low res. But then your particles in your CG looks really, really sharp. I feel like you need to develop some kind of depth of field going on these particles, because it just feels to me like it's a bit too sharp. And they also are gathering in the floor almost like a piece of rubble, and I feel like the sharpness is coming from all those rubbles as well. I would just try my best to make a bit more depth of field there. There's also something really strange going on here, by the way. I'm not sure what that is. So at some point here, when these first things drop, you get all these little dots, like there's like all these little particles on the floor here. And these particles, they don't look like they're on the floor. They should be here, and they're in the middle of the air. I'm not sure what that is. So you need to look into that, because is that like a 2D element that you probably put in? Maybe? Looks a bit strange. Oh, hi, Stefan. I can see M3DS Academy is online now. Hi, Stefan. Thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to go and support Stefan's stream. I'll do a little moment during my stream where I'll give you some advices for the best streams to go and watch, and I'll do that in a minute. So I'm assuming this is your personal project, by the way. So are you still in the chat? I'm assuming this is your personal project. So We can see a lot of people have just arrived. It seems floating. Yeah, exactly. It seems like it's floating. And I'm not sure what that is. Is that some particle element that you bought, or is it actual 3D elements that you've made? Because if it's 3D elements, it looks to me like the floor of your CG is not on the correct place, you know? That's kind of what I do, you know? Okay, so let's move on to the next shot. It's a great looking shot. You definitely want to kind of look into that. And again, bad boys at the end, BG, cleanup, fire, smoke, embers, integrations. Don't have much to say. I mean, this has already been supervised by someone. They've already probably gave you all the notes. You know, I'm not really going to give any comments. Because some of these shots might be, you know, shots can always be better. You know, professional shots can always look better if you have more time or more budget. So I'm not really going to comment on things that have been supervised by someone else because they did a great job already. So congratulations, Carter. Your showreel is awesome, you know. I just feel like the only things that I would nitpick is what I said. I think you need to look into this particle system, the depth of field, the particles on the middle of the air, and also the way the particles are hitting the screen with the dirt. I think you need to look into that, you know. Why is New York 167 asking me, got Hugo some new glasses? What do you mean? I don't have new glasses. These are the same glasses I had before. But yeah, congratulations, Carter. You did a great job. Yeah, it was a school project. Okay, a long time ago. Okay, so maybe you want to tweak it. But unfortunately, I feel like this shot is really bringing your showreel down, Carter, because everything else on your showreel is really production level and it's really awesome stuff. And at some point, this shot doesn't look the same level of production of the rest. And that's the only thing I would say. So I would either fix it or remove it. Everything else is great. You know, you did a great job on everything else. This one here, like I said, the only thing I would tweak is the black point inside the hood. I feel like this needs to be darker inside, but everything else looks great. I would also tone down the grade maybe. I think, again, this shot does not help your showreel in terms of production level. And I would perhaps put this shot at the end of your showreel because you don't want to start or have it on the middle of the showreel because you have so much production stuff. This one on the tree looks great, but all your production stuff is really strong, you know, and then I kind of feel like you've lost some of the quality on those shots, you know, so. But yeah, anyway, Carter, amazing work, and I think you did a great job. So let's move on to the questions because we have a couple of questions. We don't have many questions today. Don't forget that if you want to ask a question, you can always do so on the chat. We have a couple of questions here, so let's move on and do a few questions. Let's see. So where's the questions? Oh, wait a minute. Okay, Peter Masek, I hope that's the name, asks, what in your opinion what's your opinion on start to learn, Unreal or Unity? Not for personal stuff, but production work in studio. If you want to, Peter, if you want to choose between Unreal and Unity, oh yeah, Carter, no worries about it. Thank you so much for sharing the showreel with us, and really good work. I can't wait to see your next showreel. Okay, very, very good work. Congratulations, man. Keep up the good work. I forgot to ask you, Carter, where are you working at the moment? Like, these are production shots. Are you working in London? Or are you working somewhere else? Like, where do you work, Carter? Just so I know. Just gonna get a little bit of my nice Diet Coke. As you notice as well, I've put like a little list of my subs, the latest subs that we have here as well. It's like a little Hall of Fame. And look at that, we already 134. So we are close, man. We are close. We only need to kind of double this, and then we're almost at mid-level. So we have about a week and a half to get to 300. If we get to 300, I'm gonna be giving away 2 copies of my Nuke course. Don't forget that. 2 copies of my Nuke course. Yes, it is Pepsi. Yes, of course it's Pepsi. Look at that. It's always Pepsi. I don't like Coca-Cola. I used to, but I don't anymore. Pepsi is so much better. It's also Diet Pepsi as well. Anyway, let's... so, Carter, congratulations. Oh, did you say where you worked on? Let me just see here. You're working in Toronto. Okay, cool. Congratulations, Carter. Really, really good. Really good work. Okay, question from Peter. Peter is asking, should I learn Unreal or Unity for production? So here's the thing, Peter. Unity is great and all, and it does great work, but if you want to really taggle along with the way productions are doing now, you really should use Unreal. Like, Unreal is mostly used on set, it's mostly used on studios. Most companies are embracing Unreal for animatics, they're embracing Unreal for certain shots. I've embraced Unreal on a lot of things as well, so I would advise you for Unreal. If you're not going to do a game, if you're not working in a game but you're doing production VFX, I would say Unreal is more easy to find tutorials for. Unreal is also more powerful. I think it's more high-end graphics as well. Unity doesn't look as high-end. Unity is great for games, I would say that. It's much easier for games. But Unreal just looks more photoreal, and if you want to get to photorealism, I would say Unreal would be my choice for sure. Okay, and that's the only question. It's the only question we have. Look at that. Last time we had hundreds of questions last time. I can go back into the questions from last time since we don't have any other questions. Let's see here. So we had a question last time from KVD Santos asking, what is the original file of a little bit more to the left, a little bit more to the right? Where can I find it? So that GIF, I can't remember where I found it. I found it on Google, on the middle of the internet. But the sound of the more to the left, more to the right, that's me. That was recorded by me. The sound itself was myself saying that sound. So that the sound was mine, but the GIF is not mine. Another question here I have, let's see here. Oh yeah, we've answered those questions. Oh yeah, no, actually we did answer all the questions last time. Okay, cool. Okay, well, we don't have any more questions. That's fine. Yeah, we do have a new question here. The new question from Amval. I guess that's how I pronounce your name. Amval. So Amval is asking, what do you think of being self-taught? What do I think? Well, I was self-taught, but that's because I'm old, you know? Like, we already debated this last time. What was my age? I am old, you know, I'm 41 years old, so I had no choice. I had to self-taught, you know, like there was no other way. I had to like get self-taught because there were really no YouTube videos back then when I started. You guys need to understand that I started working in 1998, okay? So I've been working for 21 years and a half or something, so it's almost going to be 22 years now. And when I started working, there was internet, of course, but there wasn't really YouTube or Vimeo or online courses. And really the only way you could really work in visual effects is by being on an art school. That's what I did. You know, I went to art school. And so I learned fine arts, and I learned drawing, sculpting. You know, I've learned video art. I've learned those things. So I think it's important for you to understand that was the route of most people into the visual effects industry. These days, most people are self-taught because there's so much stuff on the internet. I would say the only thing I would say regarding self-taught is that when you only learn with YouTube or you only learn online, you do miss a lot of core skills. And that's why I did a course. You know, that's why I have an online course on Kickstarter, because I feel like people forget, like a lot of people think that knowing visual effects is knowing how to click the buttons. And it's so further from the truth, you know? If you look at Ludo's streams, for example, Ludo was just streaming just before me from DDEG, and you saw how much knowledge he has from a skill set point of view, of skill sets of perspective, of light, knowing photography, knowing color theory, knowing how to balance shadows. Those are the skills you want to know in visual effects. You want to know how to color correct two layers. You want to know how to correctly match shadows from perspectives. You want to know how to correctly match white points and black points. You want to correctly know how to match depth of field on shots. So that all comes from learning photography. That comes from learning color theory. That comes from learning exposure and photography techniques and learning art, getting inspired by art. That has nothing to do with clicking on the buttons of Nuke, okay? And so that's the problem I have with self-taught, because a lot of times when people are self-taught, they just feel like they just need to know the software and that's it. And that's further from the truth. Like last week, for example, I was telling everyone that I was going to do a stream about books, and everyone, like a couple of people on the stream, like, oh, why do I have to read books? I don't need to read books. And yes, you do have to read books, because books are going to give you that core skill that you lack, you know? That's the key thing here, the core skills. So if you are self-taught, I would really recommend you to do a couple of online courses in other things. So if you are self-taught in Nuke, I would recommend you to do an online course in photography, to maybe do an online course about color theory, maybe do an online course about lighting, maybe do an online course about matte painting. Try to find other things you like and try to add them to your portfolio so that you become better, okay? Yeah, Dwarf Marine, the book stream will be next week. I still haven't figured out the day because, of course, I'm streaming on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. So my feeling is that I will most likely do the book stream on Wednesday, okay? That's my kind of feeling here, that the book stream would be on Wednesday. That's at least, I think, the only way I have at the moment. So because I don't want to, I want to still, or maybe I do the book stream during one of my review streams. It could also be like that as well. Maybe I need to kind of think about it, but it will definitely be next week, I'm pretty sure. If it's not next week, it will be the week after. So don't worry, Dwarf Marine. And again, I thank you so much for, I've already thanked you before, but thank you so much for asking those questions that I ended up actually, making a video from, as you saw on YouTube. So thank you so much for that. I wanted to share something with everyone here, by the way, which is an event that I'm doing for BenQ. Let me just, before I forget, because otherwise I'm going to forget and then I'm never going to remember this. So there is an event sponsored by BenQ, and that event is here. So this is an event sponsored by BenQ, and this is this event here. So I just wanted you to put on your calendars. So on the 7th of May, 2020, 7th of May at 6 o'clock. So this is going to be 6 o'clock UK time. I'm going to be doing a webinar about working from home. So on this webinar, I'm going to be teaching people how to take the best out of your equipment. So obviously, I know that not everyone has the capability of buying all this equipment I have on my desk here, because obviously, as you know, I've been working remotely for 5 years. So I have, and I've led people with, like, I've led teams of 20 people. I've done cinematics for Ubisoft, for Sony. So I have very professional equipment. And obviously, I'm not saying that anyone that works from home needs to buy all of this, because I've been buying this stuff for 5 years, okay? What I would say, though, is that this webinar is about me presenting you my equipment. So I'm going to talk in detail about what this monitor is, what that monitor is, what this monitor is. Why do I have two? Why do I have these four? Why do I have a Wacom tablet? Why do I have this keyboard? I'm going to explain in detail why do I have all these things. And then I'm going to show you 3 categories of budgets, okay? So I'm going to show you how to do a remote studio on a really cheap way, how to do a remote studio if you have some money, and how to go all in like I did and spend a lot of money on a remote studio. So we're going to be talking about 3 different tiers of budgets, Not to mention that we're going to talk about how to utilize the equipment you already have at your home. I'll give an example. If you can't afford to have a reference monitor right now, an HDR reference monitor like I have here, like I have a BenQ SW321C as a reference monitor for HDR, if you can't afford that, you can always just get a regular consumer TV until you have the money to go for it. Oh, look at that. Nelsinho just pledged $1 via Patreon. Thank you so much, Nelsinho. Thank you so much for that, for the pledge on Patreon. As you can see, Van Damme is exploding there. So that's the whole point of this webinar. This webinar is all about me showing you the equipment you need, the equipment you should have, the equipment you don't need, and also how do you reutilize the equipment you have on your home, okay? So imagine if you have a couple of things on your house that you can reutilize, then you should, and maybe you can make up. That's why it's called working from home for creatives. Creatives, is this correctly written? Yeah, it is, yeah. Is it? Creative, yeah. Creatives, a DIY studio guide. So this is a do it yourself, like basically do it yourself studio guide. And that's why it's a do it yourself, because I'm going to be showing you if you want to go all in, or if you have a very low budget, how do you navigate with all this equipment, and how do you pick the best stuff you need? Okay, so put it on your calendars. This is not going to be on Twitch, okay? So if you want to be part of this webinar, this is going to be on the 7th of May. This is a Wednesday, no, Thursday, I believe. And this webinar, I'm going to post the link, okay? So the link is, it's a go-to webinar. It's obviously going to become a YouTube video later on, but it would really, really, really help me if you could, let me just, by the way, let's just get the link to share. Because I want to have the link, but I should use the link. Let me just double check one here. I need to send you the link. Let me just give me just 1 second, because I have a proper link from Facebook that I need to use. Otherwise, it doesn't work. So this, of course, will not be on Twitch. Like I said, this will be in a GoToWebinar application. I hope you can join my webinar. The reason why I want you to join my webinar is because obviously, if I have a lot of people watching, the more likely is that BenQ will invite me again, okay? BenQ, of course, will only invite me if we have a lot of people. If they don't have a lot of people, because they support they basically are sponsors on my YouTube channel right now. So BenQ has been sponsoring my YouTube channel for about 3 years now. And obviously, you guys need to all come and support my stream so they don't stop supporting my channel. Because most of the time, like, the reason why I can, like, a lot of people here probably ask themselves, how can Hugo even support, like, how can Hugo even support to do these videos for free, The reason why I can do these videos for free is really because of companies like BenQ. They help me do these for free, So, so this, I'm going to put the link here. So, is the link to BenQ webinar. Yeah, just gonna make it a list here. So yeah, and of course bring your friends. And also it's cool to have people there, because then I can like there'll be a Q&A at the end, and at least you can then move on to the Q&A. Okay, so I'm gonna put the link here. Okay, so that's the link. I'm gonna spam the chat with the link. Please go and sign up, and please try to watch it live. Again, like I said, it's really nice if BenQ can continue to support my channel so that I can continue to make videos for free. So feel free to sign up. Like I said, it's on the 7th of May, and it's going to be at 6 o'clock UK time. 6 o'clock. So 7th of May. When is 7th of May? I think it's going to collide with my stream, by the way. So I might need to postpone my stream on that week. Yeah, it's going to collide with my... Yeah, it's Thursday. So it's going to actually collide with my stream, with Compositing stream. But maybe what I will do is I'll start the Compositing stream from 4 to 6, and then we can move on to this one. Maybe we can do that. It is on a Thursday. But yeah, this is going to really... This webinar is going to be very helpful for anyone that wants to create from home and how to work from home. I'm going to be discussing pipelines using CG, Nuke, Houdini, like a bunch of pipelines. I'm also going to be discussing how I've done my projects over the last 5 years in remote as well. So, but yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to move on. Let's do a break. So, as always, we are trying to do a responsible stream. Don't forget. So, the next person we're going to be doing after the break, the next person, oh my God, there's 100 people live now. Thank you so much for being here. Like I said, if I can continue to have those 75 viewers, I can then become a partner much easily. So, thank you so much for being here. Let's see here. So, we have, next up will be, Dan we already did. So Dan Danderson, he hasn't told me yet if we can use his showreel on a YouTube video. So he can probably do that later. But now at the moment we have someone called, see if he's here. I'm gonna tag it on the chat. So is SKLMTN on the chat? I don't think he is, because otherwise, is he here? Is he? Oh, wait a minute! I can't post that. Is this? Oh, Andrew? Hi, Andrew. Andrew has just showed up on the stream here. Hi, Andrew. How are you doing, man? I was just about to do a break, but thank you so much for being here, man. Much appreciated. Thank you so much, Andrew. If you guys don't know who Andrew is, Andrew does some terrific streams on Twitch, man. He also needs your help to get to become a partner. So go and help him. I'm gonna put him on the chat here, and also he's gonna do a carbonara, which is gonna be nice. Can't wait to see that carbonara, Andrew. Where's that carbonara? We all want to see it. That's the thing. That's what we want. We don't want to see 3D anymore, Andrew. We just want to see the carbonara. So here's the stream from Andrew. So Andrew Oxton 3D. Oh, he's actually carbonara. We all want to see it. Oh my God, he's hosting me. Thank you so much for that, Andrew. Much appreciated for hosting me. So Andrew is an amazing lead modeler from DNAG. And he does some amazing streams on Maya. He does them quite late though. It's not right now. Today in about 2 hours and a half. Okay, so please go and support Andrew. So Andrew is actually going to. Are you gonna do the? Are you gonna do the? Oh, you're gonna do the carbonara today. Fantastic. So today Andrew is actually not going to do a CG stream. He's gonna do a carbonara live. So that's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see that, man. I can't wait. So please go and support my man Andrew here because he's amazing. And he does some amazing modeling as well. So yeah, go and support him. Big shout out for him, man. Thank you so much for being here. Oh yeah, you're gonna do some carbonara and some 3D maybe? Maybe you can do some carbonara in 3D. Well, anyway, I was just about to do a break. We need to go and stretch. So I'm going to do a really short break. As always, don't forget to stretch your legs. Don't forget to walk a bit on the room, get some water, get some liquids inside. Next up, it's going to be, I don't think you're here though. Oh no, we've done you already, sorry. The next one is going to be Aziz. So Aziz, I'm going to just double check if Aziz is actually here. I don't think he is, because I didn't see him talk yet. Is Aziz here? I'm just going to, no, he's not here. So Aziz Barak is not here, so, but I'll wait a second if he's here. I don't think he is here. If he's not here, then the next person that we're going to do a review is going to be Rajput. Rajput is here, so we'll do him at least. So anyway, let's do a break. Don't forget, we'll be doing a break for 5 minutes, exactly 5 minutes. I have a timer here. So I'll be right back. Stretch your legs, get some water, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I hope you've all stretched your legs, and I hope you've all drank some water as well. We still have a lot of show reels to go through. So thank you so much again. Like I can see that we have 100 people live right now, so much appreciated. You guys are really helping me to reach the partnership. Thank you so much for that. That is amazing. That is so cool. Thank you so much for that. Anyway, I'm going to just give a couple of shout outs to everyone here. So first off, don't forget to check out Andrew Oxton 3D. His channel is amazing, and he's doing some really cool stuff. So don't forget to basically support him and also watch his stream. He's doing modeling streams, and apparently he's doing a cooking stream as well today, which is great. So Andrew, thank you so much for hosting my channel as well. Also, don't forget, I'm sure most of you came from that channel today. Ludo from DNAG, he's the head of CG at DNAG, and also used to be the head of matte painting as well. He's doing some streams. They are really good. So please make sure you also go and support him on his channel, both on YouTube and also on Discord and also on Twitch. He just did a stream just before me. So maybe check his channel as well. Very good. And of course, don't forget M3DS Academy. M3DS Academy is doing streams pretty much all the time as well, and he's doing some. Stefan is also on the chat here. He's one of my subscribers, and he's the next one that we have is on the 28th of April. Okay, put it on your calendars. 28th of April. And this is going to be GMT +2 time zone. So we're going to have Marco, a ZBrush workshop, and he's basically going to be working on photorealism in ZBrush. So he's a modeler, he's a modeling supervisor at ILM. So Marco Shulev, I guess his name was like that. I'm sure I'm not pronouncing it correctly. But go and support Stefan's stream. You can subscribe to him as well, just like you can to Andrew as well. And M3DS Academy is going to be doing a ZBrush workshop from ILM on the 9th, at 9 p.m., 28th of April. Put it on your calendars, okay? So thank you so much for being there. Oh, I can see that Ludo is still here. Okay, that was the shout out, Ludo, as well. Again, thank you so much for raiding my channel, man. So anyway, that's like my little shout outs to certain channels that are really, really doing some cool stuff on Twitch, man. So let's do a couple of questions before we move on to the next reel. So the next short reel we're going to be watching is going to be, since Aziz Barak is not here, we're going to be doing Rajput right now. So I'm going to copy his show reel, and while we download his show reel, I'm going to basically, let's see here. So, so the link for Rajput is not working, Sajels. Maybe look into that, because the link for Rajput is not working. Rajput Showreels link is not working, so maybe have a look at that and maybe give me like the proper link to that showreel, okay? And that would be nice. So I can't thank enough to my moderators. They're doing an amazing job. They're helping me so much here. But yeah, check that out. Oh, I know this shot. That's from I know this shot. So Rasput's. I'm hoping I'm not pronouncing your name incorrectly. Like it's Rajput. I hope it is. I know this shot from Scape Studios. I used to be a teacher at Scape Studios for a long time. When I was still at the mill, when I was still the head of compositing there, it was crazy, man. I'm not proud of this, okay? So while I was the head of Nuke at the mill and VFX supervisor, and I would go on set and I would have a team of 30-something people on my crew on the mill, at the evenings, around 8 o'clock in the evening, I would then go to Scape Studios and I would teach from 8 o'clock until midnight. It was nuts. And that was the time that I was the most tired in my life, okay? Because I was working at the mill full-time the whole day as staff, and then I would still do another 3 hours of Nuke compositing teaching at Scape twice a week. So this would be on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And it really destroyed me, man. I was so tired when I was doing that. I would not recommend anyone to do that, ever. It was one of the worst times of my life. Oh my God, I just can't even tell you how tired I was. Let me just see if the download now works. Okay, it does. Go. Let's just download this video. I think that's the video. Okay, cool. Yes. Okay, cool. Okay, so we'll watch your show reel in a second. Just gonna do a couple of questions first. Don't forget about this bar here as well. Don't forget the Nuke course giveaway. So once we reach the 300 subscribers, don't forget I'm gonna give 2 free licenses of my course to one of my subscribers. Okay, and don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, it's actually free for you to subscribe to my channel. It's actually completely free. You just need to link the Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. So don't forget to do that. And then also you get like a couple of other perks as well, like some lovely emotes as well. So let's do a couple of questions before we move on to the showreel review. Let's see here, a question. Okay, so let's see here. Oh, I need to scroll a bit up now. There's a lot. Oh, now suddenly there's a lot of questions. Now you can't shut up. I was complaining that no one has questions, and now like there's way too many questions. Okay, so first question here. Let's see here. Sekina VFX asks, "What's your best tip for dispill borders?" Well, that's a long question. Maybe perhaps come back on my Thursday stream where I do Nuke compositing, and maybe I can open up Nuke and give you a tip of the day for dispilling. But for me, the best way of dispilling borders would most likely be using, you can do an inverted light wrap, so you can use a light wrap as a mask. So basically do a light wrap inside of Nuke with the alpha channel you have, and then have the inner light wrap, right, as a black and white mask, and then use a color corrector and use that light wrap inverted as an input to the grade node, and then you can color correct those edges. That would be my advice. But maybe come back on Thursday when I do Nuke compositing, and I can try to do maybe a tip of the day showing you that. You just have to remind me, okay? You need to come back on Thursday and then remind me about this question, and then I can do a tip of the day, and then it will even become a Nuke video as well on my YouTube channel. So don't forget to do that. That's a great question, but I think what I said would work for sure. Let's see another question here. A question from MC Jam Zam. MC Jam Zam. MC Jam Zam. Jesus, that's hard to say. So, his question is, do you think there's higher or lower chance for someone not living in a big VFX hub to find junior positions on internships now that a lot of studios are working remote? I'm curious how the current corona situation affects people trying to get into the industry. Yeah, definitely the current situation is really affecting people, yes, for sure. Because if you live in London, or if you live in Toronto, or if you live in LA, if you live on the big hubs of visual effects, obviously it's easier for you to kind of get an internship or even become a runner on a company because you are just in the same city as the company. Now, these days with the coronavirus, I'm not really sure what's going to happen. At the moment, the VFX companies can't even sustain the people that are in the company, okay? So it's already harder right now because they can't even keep the staff they had, let alone, you know, if they can't even keep the staff they had, let alone hire new people. So I think we are going to have a major crisis on our hands, potentially in a couple of months, you know. So I don't really have an answer for you because I think most of the visual effects companies can't really hire juniors right now because juniors will need, like, every time you get a junior, the junior needs like some training. The junior needs like a lot of support in the beginning of their career. And if you're not going to be inside a company, that's going to be difficult. Even if you do Zoom calls, even if you do tutorials online, it's going to be difficult to support them, you know, for sure. Anyway, let's see here. Oh, by the way, regarding this counter of subscribers, this is not just for subs, it's also for resubs. Because remember, if you are an Amazon Prime subscriber to this channel, you need to resub every month because Amazon does not resub automatically. Just don't forget that as well. Of course, this is if you want to support my channel. There's a lot of channels going on as well, so you need to also, of course, spread the love as well and support other people as well. So I hope I've answered your question, but for me, it's like, right now, because of the coronavirus, it is a bit of a question mark, really, to be honest. Let's see, another question here from Automar2217. I have just lost my job because of the COVID crisis. How much do you think will be our industry affected by this crisis? I think our industry is going to be super affected. And that's why I did that stream for the Foundry a couple of weeks ago. The stream that I did on the Foundry, which you can watch still, it's about alternative methods of income during this crisis, because I think all of you need to start considering that you need to learn you need to learn other methods of earning money. You could probably do training, you can probably do stock footage, you can probably do stock photography, stock filming, do stock modeling. There's a bunch of ways of earning money right now on the internet, and I think you need to start getting used to this, because we might be like this for 6 months. And you need to or maybe even do your own personal projects, or maybe even try to sell your projects. That's really my advice to you, because I think the companies are in a lot of trouble. You can already see that, for example, recently we saw the news on Facebook that DNEG is cutting 20% out of the salaries of everyone, and they were also cutting the salaries of anyone that earned more than 35,000 pounds above. So there's a lot of problems happening right now as well. Oh, thank you so much, M3DS Academy. Just gifted a sub to... thank you so much for that. M3D Academy just gifted a sub to Visuvarna. Thank you so much for that, 3DS Academy. As you can see, the counter here, going on, 145 now. We're almost there. We're getting there for sure. So that would be my advice. Try to get other types of works going, you know, because this is going to be a long thing, man. We're going to be here for a while, I think. Let's see here. A couple of other questions, then we get to move on to the showreel review. Let's see. By the way, Eromar2217, I'm really sorry that you lost your job because of the industry crisis right now. I'm really sorry about that, and I hope you can land on your feet really quickly. I really hope so, because, you know, this is a crisis that is affecting our entire industry. So I really hope that you don't give up, you know. Maybe try to get alternative methods of income. If you need some tips, man, just reach out to me on social media. I can give you the link of that video that I did for the Foundry. I can always give you some advice, you know. I'm always trying my best. I will make my Discord channel available to the public very soon. So next week my Discord channel will be actually available to the public and not just Patreons. So maybe you can join my Discord channel. Maybe look into my social media. I will be announcing my Discord channel very soon. It will be public to everyone. Okay, so I'm sure we need to talk about that and see what we can do, because this is affecting everyone. Like if you think about it, like even myself, like I was on set. I was an on-set supervisor for Sony last year, and I was supposed to be on set right now. I was supposed to be in San Diego right now, supervising a film for Sony for a month, and I'm not, as you can see. I'm not. I'm actually in London on my room, as you can see on the stream. So this is already affecting everyone. Like all the shoots that I had to supervise, they were all canceled or moved. I have literally no supervision to do anymore. I have literally all the jobs that I had that I was bidding to, they all went away. Like all the jobs that I had, basically the client just contacted us, said, oh, we're going to do that job later on, maybe in a year from now or something. So you need to understand that we are all facing a problem, not just juniors, even supervisors like me. My company, we have almost no work right now. And at the moment, we're focusing on our online course. We're focusing on the Nuke course, the Kickstarter course, because we can't focus on work. We don't have, like, the cinematics have been paused. There was 2 cinematics I was supposed to direct. They've been postponed. So, a lot of games have been postponed, as you notice. Even Last of Us 2 has been postponed. So everyone is feeling this. But don't give up, guys. Don't give up, because we're all going to make it. And we just need to keep going, and maybe this is an opportunity for you to learn new skills. Maybe it's an opportunity to get other methods of income. Maybe it's an opportunity to embrace the online, like presence. So don't give up, man. Don't give up, okay? Okay, so Amaz Sobar asks, when can I call myself a mid-level compositor? I mean, I don't know. You can call yourself a mid-level compositor once you have enough experience. It's all about the experience, okay? I would say that I would never believe a mid-level compositor if he doesn't have at least 5 years of experience, okay? I feel like if he doesn't have enough, like if he doesn't have at least 5, 6, or 7 years of experience, I am never gonna believe that he's a mid-level compositor, okay? And the same goes for senior. If you are a senior, you need to have at least 10 years experience, at least a decade of experience. And I've seen a lot of people calling themselves supervisors and calling themselves mid compositors and senior compositors with no experience whatsoever. I consider myself a senior compositor, and I'm a VFX supervisor because I was the head of department at the mill. But my career, I've been working for 22 years. And you saw Ludo's stream. He's been working for decades as well. And that's why he's the head of the CG. Like, he's been working for 2 decades as well. So you need experience. That's the whole thing here. It's experience. It's not about the skill. The reason why it's experience is because it's not all about just how to deliver the shot. It's how to deliver in time. It's to deliver inside the deadlines. It's to deliver in knowing what comes before and comes after, knowing your position on the pipeline, So that's also very important to think about. Okay, I'm gonna leave the questions because there's too many, man. There's way too many. There's just one short question I'm gonna answer to M3DS Academy. He's asking me if I'm teaching in Sweden. No, I've stopped teaching in Sweden, and this was not because of the pandemic. I stopped teaching in Sweden because that school that I used to teach, like I was a teacher at Campus I-12 for 10 years. The school is closed now, so they've closed the school. The government has decided to close the school. It was such a stupid thing, man. Basically, the school is located on a very, very remote location in Sweden. It's like a really local town, a very small town. And the town thought that the school was not benefiting the town, so they cut the funding. That was so stupid. Obviously the school was creating compositors and 3D artists for the whole world, not only for the visual effects industry of Sweden, but also to the entire world. And there was actually there's alumni from my classes that work at ILM, that they work at DNEG, they work at MPC, they work at Framestar. I have students of mine on pretty much every company in the world that came from those 10 years of teaching. But because the city thought, oh, but no one ever works on the city, because they thought, oh, all these students learn how to comp and they learn how to be 3D artists, but they never become compositors or 3D artists in the city. So it was so short-sighted, you know. So they've cut the funding to the school, and the school is now closed, man. It's ridiculous. It was one of the best schools of CG and compositing in the world. We had teachers from DNEC, from Framestore, from MPC, and myself from the mill. There were teachers, only professional teachers, and now it's closed. It's really stupid. I have nothing to say more, so that's why it's closed. Anyway, let's move on to the showreel. You guys know how this works. I think I've seen this showreel before, though, or at least I've seen these shots. Oh, these are from Scape Studios. That's why I've seen them. So you guys already know the drill. I'm not going to put music because the music is going to affect my revenue on YouTube, on Twitch, okay? So I'm going to remove the sound, so apologies for that. I'm going to remove the sound so that we can watch the showreel. So this showreel doesn't have an... So Rajput, you didn't put a name on your showreel? No, you didn't. Okay, there's no name. But this is Rajput's showreel, right? Is that the showreel? Is this the correct showreel? So then I'll double check real quick. Do I have the correct showreel? Let me just double check here real quick. Yes, I do. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's the correct showreel. Okay, let's watch this showreel first with no sound, and then we can start the review of the showreel. Okay, let's watch it. Those of you thinking that the silence is that the mic is gone, the mic is not gone, is because we've cut the sound from the showreel. I have seen most of these shots. I'm assuming I've seen these shots from Scape, of course. So that's probably why I've seen these shots. Yeah, they're all the same shots that we used to teach at Scape. They haven't really got new shots, I guess. That's a shame. They should get new shots. Okay, let's see here. We're dropping quite a lot of viewers now. We only have 76, so we're reaching the moment where we are reaching below the 75 mark to be partners. So I have to be careful on that. Otherwise, I'm gonna drop my average quite quickly. So we had well, at some point we had 100 people. Now we have 76. So I'm assuming you guys are all bored to death, and then you hate my stream. That's why you're leaving. So sorry about that. Sorry that this has been boring. I didn't mean for it to be boring. So Rajput, you have quite a lot of good shots, but you also have a lot of things that are problems as well. Oh, thank you so much, Eric Omar, for the pledge £1 on Patreon. Much appreciated. $1 on Patreon for Eric Omar. Thank you so much for that. Much appreciated. Welcome to my Patreon. We'll talk later, I'm sure. Okay, so that's the showreel? Yeah, it is. Okay, cool. So let's start from the beginning. I'm going to put back my webcam here. So first of all, Rajput, thank you so much for allowing me to share this showreel on YouTube as well. Oh, at least people are now saying that it's not boring at all. It is. Thank you so much for saying that. Thank you so much for saying that. I'll bring my bots. Oh man, don't do that. It's fine. It's fine. I know it's normal for Twitch, of course, but I've been having 100 viewers on Twitch for a couple of months, like about a month now. So it's been amazing, the support that I've been getting from all of you. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much for that. Anyway, let's start this showreel review. So Rajput, congratulations on your showreel. I think your showreel is great, but I do think there's a couple of things to say. So first thing is you need to put your name on the showreel. So you need to put your name, you need to put your email and phone number. Otherwise, anyone that is going to watch this showreel can't really contact you. So don't forget to do that, okay? And also, like, I wanted to ask you, why does it say VFX history reel? Why does it say history? It's a bit confusing, the word history on the showreel, okay? So maybe check that out and tell me why. Okay, as I said, please skip the. Okay, sorry. I didn't notice that before. So let's say here. So first of all, roto. So this is the original plate you have. So I noticed a couple of problems on your roto, basically because you have too much soft edges going on. So You see, if you look at the original plate here, you see there's a lot of detail on the hair that goes on. Let me just show you what I mean. So you see here, we have like an enormous amount of, I'm just going to clear that out. We have an enormous amount of hair detail here. You see, we see hair detail here. We see a little bit of hair detail there. We see a little bit of hair detail there. We see some hair detail here. And progressively, you can see the entire edge is a bit soft anyway. And there's like a lot of little small details happening all over the place. And at the moment on your showreel, I kind of lost most of them. So if I go in here and play this back, you see that? Your edges don't really look realistic to me at all. Like this looks to me like it's too blurred. You've lost too much detail. And the hair locks are too thick. You know, this is way too thick. I would recommend you to actually use like really like splines in Nuke. So you can use the spline tool in Nuke and basically just draw the hairs that are extra, you know, like the extra stuff that you're missing there. And I think you really need to tweak that, because the rest of the motion, the rest of the short, like the rest of the roto looks really good to me. I just think that it's the hair that is really having an issue. Okay, the motion blue looks good as well to me. The edges of everything looks good to me. It's just the hair detail that you're lacking a bit there, and you can kind of see that here when you look at the edges. These are a bit sharp, and there's not really retaining. You're not retaining. Look at this edge here. You're not retaining the actual real edge of the character. So you need to like look into that, okay? So that's the first thing I would say for your showreel. There's also like some kind of blue, like there's also other problems here that I just noticed as well. There's a lot of dark edges going on this hand, and that's most likely because of the dark background, of course. So I would say that you need to probably like erode this and then edge extend to lose some of these dark purple edges. You have purple edges here. You have purple edges there. You also have purple edges going on here as well. And especially on the face, I have a little purple edge going around this face all the time. Not here though, but it's mostly here on this area here. So you need to kind of fix that. And there's also like a little black edge here. Almost looks like a pre-multiplication error. So you need to kind of work on that so that you don't have those kind of issues on your edges. So I would advise you to do that. Okay. So let's move on to the next shot here. That's right. But it's good work, man. It's good work. Don't let my comments really detract you from the good work you did. I think you did good work, but I think you just need to work on the splines of the hair using open spline, but just 1 pixel maybe, and then you need to work on those edges. You know, I do think again, I'm nitpicking a lot, but that's the whole point. If I don't nitpick, you'll never get better, right? Like that's the whole point, you know. So I think it's the thing. Yeah. Okay, good. I'm glad that you're motivated. So this shot is an incredibly hard shot to roto, by the way. I'm sure you know that better than me because you've rotoed it. So there's a couple of issues here that I've seen. Like again, you have the same problem again. Like you're going a bit too far with your edges. Like I don't feel like this is realistic. This edge here, this is too much like a straight line. This is like too much like a straight line. When I look at and also the hair detail, look at these locks of hair. They're too thick as well. So you might want to consider tweaking those using splines or even edges or everything, because you're just going a bit too far. And you can kind of see that when you look at the actual result. You see here? So if I look at the actual result, you see the smear transparency is a bit lost on these sticks. And then you also have other issues like this. For example, you have a white edge going on here, quite pronounced white edge going on here that you need to fix. Let me just going to get the drawing tool again. And I'm just going to go to, yeah, so all this stuff here. So you see here, we have like white edges going on here. We have white edges going on there. This little piece of white shouldn't be there. You kind of have to fix all of that. Then also you have, if you think about it, if I continue moving forward here, it happens also on the legs as well. So there's like a lot of frames where we have an edge and then we don't. So if I go frame by frame, you see here, we don't have any white edge on the foot here, but then suddenly we now have a white edge, and then it goes away again. So you see from one frame, so you see here, in here we have a white edge there, white edge there. Then I don't have a white edge anymore 2 frames later. And then 3 frames later I have the white edge again, and now I have a huge white edge. So you have inconsistencies on your edges. Look at this. White here, white there, white there. A lot of white going on here. All this needs to go. Like, you can't have inconsistencies on the edges. The edges all have to be the same, you know? Otherwise you're going to have a problem. I can see you're talking quite a lot here. Let's see here. I'm going to check out with the edge extend. I want your feedback. Nothing. Okay. This one is the weird compression shot. Yeah, it is very compressed for sure. I think you did a good job with the compression for sure, but I just think those white edges need to be a bit more consistent. And then you have lack of consistency on the head as well. And the head is really the most important part of the shot as well. You have some inconsistencies going on here. So if I go, it's so compressed. Oh my God. But yeah, it's the same issues. Like, just zoom in quite a lot. You see again here, white edge, white edge, white edge. All these need to go. You need to kind of work on that. But apart from that, like, I think you did a good job. I definitely think you did a good job. Let's continue here with this. So clean up. Yeah, remember this shot so clearly. We used to do this on the class so much. Yeah, I think it looks okay. I just saw something here, though. I think it was the edge there. It could... No, it's nothing. There's something going on here, man. Like, there's some... It's very compressed from Vimeo, but I don't know if it's the compression, but it looks like there's a jump just above the ball here from your... You see that? Like, this grass here kind of moves with the ball. It feels to me like it shouldn't be moving. So it looks to me like there's a slight edge around. It could be the compression as well. So you need to kind of look into that. There's also like a semi-transparency going on the ball here. You see there, like the ball gets a bit of, it looks like you've stolen a piece of the ball there. But it's very subtle. It's so compressed on Vimeo, it's difficult for me to see. CG Rockstar is asking me, are you zooming in the whole screen? Yeah, but basically this is a shortcut on the Mac. So on the Mac, you can use Control and Wheel to zoom in on the actual interface, you know? So for example here, if you look at my hard drives, for example here, see that's the Macintosh hard drive, that's the Elements hard drive, and that's like my boot camp and my bridge as well. So you see, I can zoom in on my interface of the Mac itself. For example, I can even zoom in on my icons on the top there. This is a feature that exists on Mac where you press the control button and then you use the wheel. I'm not entirely sure if this is something that Windows has. Maybe it has, but it's definitely something I use a lot, okay? Is this your warm-up stream? Yes, Andrew, it is. Yeah, so Andrew is now busy preparing his carbonara, I'm hoping. Andrew, good luck with carbonara, man. I hope it goes well, though. I really hope it goes well. And then for the annotation, I'm using something called IPEOV, which opens up here. You can see I can draw things. I can make a bunch of things on top of the screen, you know, and you know, which is cool. I like this application. It's nice. I'm still getting used to it because it's new, but it is a nice application, though. Okay, so that's kind of what I saw on this thing. I think you need to look. It's of course difficult for me to notice if it's working or not. One thing I did see, I think I just saw something else. No, that's fine. Okay, so then this one here. Where's the cleanup? Okay. The whole thing is clean now. Yeah, again, I don't really see any issues. It's very compressed in Vimeo. I don't see any issues. I think it's all good. I don't see any problems. So this shot is fine. Wait a minute. What happened there? Oh, yeah, that's fine. Then this shot, though, it's a shame that it's such low quality. I feel like it really brings all the other shots a bit down because it's so low quality compared to the other one. But I understand that perhaps maybe you shot it yourself, probably. But yeah, I can see you've done a cleanup. I think I've seen this shot before. I like your little dot, your little circle thing. That's quite nice to show the dot removal. It's a really simple shot though. It's hard for me to tell if you did a good job because it's so compressed on Vimeo, and also it's hard for me to tell if you did a good job in terms of the removal of grain and in bringing back the grain. But just looking, yeah, I can see that there is some problems though, because you're keying, like you're tracking. Yeah, there's some kind of it looks to me, man, like it's sliding a bit here under this eye, but it's very hard for me to tell because I see such a compressed signal from Vimeo. But it looks to me like there's a little bit of a slide there, but it would be easier if you check it on your comp. Okay, I think it's I think that would be it. Let's see here. Let's see here. So, this shot. I remember this shot as well. So you remove the hand and you remove the wire. Let's just double check here. I'm gonna go frame by frame. So here's one thing that I think you did wrong. So this shot is not working, man. You need to do this again. So because you see, whenever we do a shot like this, I'm just gonna close some windows here that we don't need at the moment. Oh, before I forget, I'm gonna do a little segue here, okay? So if you want to join my team, the Hugo's Desk team on Folding at Home, as you know, Folding at Home at the moment, they are trying to help the cure for the coronavirus, okay? So if you have a lot of compute power, you can join my Hugo's Desk team on Folding at Home. So my team ID is this number here. So if you go to Folding at Home, you can install the Folding at Home application and then use this team ID to join my team. As a moment, we have 28 people, I think. As you can see, Martin is top notch here with 30 million credits. Bjorn is also in third place. I am fourth, actually. I'm not even the biggest one right now. But there's a bunch of people here that you probably know from the chat. But yeah, thank you so much for all you being here. The amazing thing about this is that at the moment our team is ranked less than 1%. You see, there's 252,000 teams, and we are 1,791 ranked. That means we are almost 0.5% of the best teams on Folding at Home. So thank you so much for that. Anyway, I was just like giving you like a heads up for Folding at Home. If you want, you can join my Hugo's Desk team and try to help this application, because this really helps. It's basically like this application, it really runs simulations. It makes simulations to try to find COVID-19. At the moment, for example, I paused it, of course, because I'm running the stream. But if I click here on the project, I can actually see, oh no, I can't, that's on the Windows. Can't see the project right now here. But yeah, try to help out the Folding at Home project. Anyway, going back to your showreel, like there's a problem here that I cannot forgive you, man. You see here, where you see the table, you see the table has this line here on the wood, and there's that line on the wood here, right? So these are the important things to exist on the shot. So if you see here, there is like this line here, and it then goes like that. And then there's this line here that goes like this. And then as soon as you clean up, as soon as you clean up the shot, you take it away, you see? It's all gone now. So all these details, you've just took them out. First of all, you've removed that line. You've removed this line as well. It's also much blurrier. We can kind of see the cloning going on here if I go frame by frame. And also another problem you have here is this one here. Look at that. So you see, you have some kind of offset on your patch there, which need to be solved as well. So there's a lot of problems on this shot, okay? This shot is definitely something you need to remove from your showreel if you can't fix these problems. Because what this shot is telling me is that you're not very good at rotoscoping and painting, okay? It's really bringing your showreel down. So need to be careful about this shot, okay? Now this shot here, again, very hard for me to tell with Vimeo's compression if it's well done. It does look like it's well done, but it's hard for me to tell. I would assume it is, but I would advise you to zoom in a lot on it when you're viewing it on, there is a bit of, I can see, actually I do see some problems. I can kind of see the cloning when you remove the person from there. I can actually see the patches of cloning. So you need to be careful with that, because you see here, you see that there's actually not correct. These are like, there's even a cut here. You see, there's like a cut going on here. So you need to be careful with this cut here. And that's when you remove these people, you basically cloned from the wrong place, I think. So you see, if I put this person on, you see there? Like, you actually see that when you do the breakdown. You see that? We have like a little cut there that goes off screen. So the patch kind of is offsetted. There's like a couple, and also it's blurred as well. So you need to be careful with this, about this, okay? Because I think you have a lot of patch problems all over the place. The door, and also we can see the cloning as well. You can kind of see, if I look at this, this is the original plate, and then we can actually see the repetition of cloning that you've used. We can see the cloning from these two parts here as well. We can clearly see that you've cloned this section here as well. So again, this shot has a lot of problems. So you need to fix this shot before you can put it on your show reel. Now this shot here has also problems in terms of the edges. Also, it's very overexposed, but it's clear that you've done too much blur on the edges, okay? Your key is not working at all. So if you look at the original plate, you see there's like, although I know that the person is blurred on this shot, you can kind of see that it is blurred. I think you went too far with the blur, okay? So if I look at here, we can kind of see that you almost have like a semi-transparency halo around the person, and that's really not going to work. It's almost like it has a halo, so you need to work on that key for sure. It needs a lot of work for it to work, okay? For it to be correct. I think this is the last shot, right? No, these are almost last shots. So let's see here on this shot here. Yeah, I would remove this shot if you can't fix it, because I don't think it's working at all at the moment. Now, this shot here, you've replaced the background with some CG, I guess, or matte painting, or potentially both. So a couple of problems that I saw immediately, some edge problems again. I think you have a lot of edge problems all over the place on all your shots. So let's get this little thing here. So first of all, the pillow. I'll start with the pillow because I think if you look here, yeah, from frame to frame, you see here when I zoom in, the pillow doesn't have any black edges, right? So the pillow is really white over gray. And as I go here, now we have white edges. So there's like a huge black edge here going on that we need to fix, okay? So this black edge needs to be fixed. You also have black edges going on here as well. That's also needs to be fixed. You also have this problem here. There's some kind of antilization or some kind of problem going on here, which is really destroying your edges as well. And I think that was not happening on the original, because if I go a frame before, you see here, you've also took away too much of the edge. You see that? So the edge of the pillow is being cut quite a lot. You've basically removed a big chunk of the edge of the pillow, and that's not acceptable. It's actually a lot. Like if I zoom in, you see? Look at that. It's almost like the edge used to be... I'm going to mark where the edge was. Sorry, man, I'm nitpicking, but you know me. That's how it works. You were the one that wanted a review. So I'm going to just like make a mark here. So if I go to that frame, so you see your edge is actually, oh man, zooming in too much now. Your edge is actually kind of here, here, and then it goes here, and it goes here and here. And if I go to that frame, it doesn't really go there. So yeah, well, never mind. You've already understood that. Now let's go and talk about the hair. The same thing happens on the hair. For some reason, your hair is moving. For some reason, you see that there. The hair locks are here, and then suddenly you're there on the side. So you need to work on that. Okay. Cool. Rajput is saying there's an updated version. Okay, so I can show you the updated version of the shots which you asked me to work on. Okay, cool. If you have a link, just feel free. No, I mean after working on. Oh yeah, sure. Of course, Rajput. You can always come back. Like please come back to the stream once you've updated the shots. And because you're a sub, don't worry. Like you'll be prioritized. Remember, all my subscribers and Patreons always have first dibs of these show reels. Okay. So I always prioritize my Patreons, I prioritize my subscribers from Twitch, and my members on YouTube. So those three groups of people, and of course my students as well, my students from Kickstarter. So those groups of 4 people are always prioritized. So Rajput, if you come back, you'll always be on top of everyone. But I'm trying to do, of course, reels. I'm trying to show the reels of everyone, but obviously you guys have overwhelmed me with show reels. So, but yeah, you need to like work on this hair because there's something really fishy going on here. And again, not just the hair, but the pillow again on this side as well. And yeah, the hair is like, there's almost looks like there's a transform offset. The other thing as well that happened for some reason is that you've lost detail on the person. So you see here we have really nice locks of hair on his face, and he's actually blurred now. So you've lost detail on him for some reason. You see that? We have really nice detail on the face, really nice detail on the person. Is that in purpose? Maybe it is in purpose anyway. So, but yeah, you need to fix that. I'm gonna move on to the next shot. This shot here. Okay. This shot looks quite nice, I think. Obviously, you've graded quite a lot. The only thing I would say is that the depth of field outside should be more intense because it's already so defocused on this window. I think this would be more defocused. I feel like it's too sharp because if you look at the original green screen, you see how defocused this edge is? And then when you put the matte painting is almost like not as defocused as that edge. So it almost looks, it stuck out right away that it was not matching, okay? And also you still have some green spill on his face. So if I look at the original green screen, so you see his face is reflecting quite a lot of green, especially on the right side. And you didn't remove the spill suppression. So when you put in the comp, you see he still has a bit of green there. You need to kind of remove some of that green. It still has too much green reflecting on his face. So I would say you need to fix that as well. And then last but not least is this shot. So this shot here, the only problems I could see, I can kind of see that you did a good job putting in, but the tracking is sliding. So if I move on here and I go frame by frame and I zoom in, and by the way, for all of you on the chat here, you need to go frame by frame, really go deep into the shots, okay? So if I go frame by frame, you can kind of see that it jumps. You see that? So there was a jump there, a jump on the track there. So you see, it's almost like the frame moves, but the image inside the frame is not moving at the same time. So you have a jump there, and as I go frame by frame, you have another jump there, so the frame goes down instead of going up. And then as I go and continue, then the rest kind of looks fine. Yeah, it's only the beginning of the track that you have some problems, okay? The other thing I would say as well, if you look at the original paper that used to be there, in terms of resolution-wise, I think you need to lower, like if you look at the quality of this cross, right? You need to lower the resolution of the image that is inside the screen because this image has too much resolution. It's so sharp that it looks a bit fake in terms of the comp, you know? It doesn't look like it's actually there. So you have a tracking issue and an integration issue as well. So, and that's it. That's your showreel. So thank you so much for sharing your showreel. I much appreciate it. And thank you so much also for allowing me to share it on YouTube as well. We've been running for almost 3 hours now. Jesus, I've only noticed that now. Jesus, you guys must be bored to death from me now. So how many reels did we saw today? We saw 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, we only saw 3? Really? We only saw 3? I think we saw 4, right? No, we only saw 3. That's right. Damn. This takes a lot longer than I thought. So we still have so many shots to go through, man. Well, I'm glad I'm doing this every week. I'm glad I'm doing this every week. But I think we're gonna be like wrapping up soon. Okay, so I'm gonna do some. I hope you've enjoyed the feedback. Okay, and I hope you can share the stream. So how you guys feeling? We have 80 people online right now. We have already done almost 3 hours. So, oh, you've already watched Ludo's stream? Great, that's good, man. Ludo does some great streams. His stream today was amazing. He's such a talented artist, man. Jesus, he's done so much good work. Um, so should I? What do you guys think? Should I do another showreel, or should or should we call it today? Like, should I do another showreel, or should I call it today? What do you guys think? Should I do another one, or should we call it a day for today? Twitch afternoon, yes. Twitch afternoon, another one. Okay. Okay, we'll do another one then. Call it a day. Okay, George says call it today. George is tired and fed up of this thing. One more. Okay. End with Domo. What is Dono? End with Dono. Who's Dono? Is Dono someone that sent the showreel maybe? One more. There's a reel I've sent in Discord. There's a reel I've sent you on Discord. Okay, so is that... Oh, my God. So is that not on the document maybe or something? Is that what you mean? Dono, okay. So we're doing this showreel. Okay, it's okay. I'm gonna see that showreel. Are you guys trolling me right now? Is that what you're doing? I hope not. Hope you're not trolling me. I'm going to be very upset. Let's have a look here. What is this? Oh my God! It's one of these joke showreels. Okay, fine. Let's watch this showreel anyway. Okay, let's watch. It's one of these joke showreels, isn't it? I'm assuming. Does it have music? Yeah, so guys, I cannot have this music on the stream, okay? So we're gonna watch it together anyway, okay? And maybe you can watch the music, maybe someone can share it on the chat here, and you can watch it. Let's watch this showreel first. I know you can't hear the music, and the music is epic, but if I put this music, I'm gonna be flagged. I'll put it a little bit. Look at that music. Jesus. It's amazing, the music. Okay, low poly. Okay, that's a cube. That's great. 6 faces. That's amazing. Oh, high poly. Okay. High poly. Oh my God, 42 million faces. That is awesome. What the hell? Oh my God, this showreel is amazing. Rigging animation. It's just a cube jumping around. Oh my God. Oh, look at that. He's actually did a rig. I can't believe he's actually did a rig. Oh, compositing. Look at that guy. He's doing some compositing on the shot as well. Oh, look, it looks exactly the same. This showreel is amazing, man. Jesus Christ, what the hell? He only does everything. He does everything. Dono. Oh my God. I would hire him in a heartbeat. Is the person that did this showreel on the stream actually right now? This is the best showreel stream. That's the best reel I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God, it has like 60. Oh, God damn it. It has like 67,000 views, man. That is insane. Oh, there's an animation showreel as well. Oh, wait a minute. I need to like watch this properly. Let's watch the animation showreel as well. The animation showreel, I'm sure it's good as well. Oh my God, I can't take it anymore. Oh my God, it's so horrible. What the hell is going on here? What the hell is happening? Jesus Christ. This is the worst showreel I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God. What the fuck? He's like dragging his ball. He's dragging his ball with his balls. What the hell is he doing? This showreel is absolutely amazing. I have no words to say this showreel. I think the showreel is amazing. It's the best show. Look at, oh man, did you saw that light wrap? Like, look at that flare. Look at the flare. I love this flare. Well, thank you so much for this one. There's another one. Okay, God damn it, you guys are just like you're just basically just you're just like trolling the chat now. That's fine. Let's just troll the chat. Let's watch this one. Oh my God. What the fuck? Wait a minute, we need to watch this with sound. My stomach is hurting right now. Jesus Christ, what the hell? I haven't laughed in like that for a while now. This is epic. This is absolutely epic. Thank you so much for showing me these amazing streams, these amazing show reels. I think we've ended this. I think we've ended the stream in a really high note. Read the text at the end. I know it says animation arts. Thanks for nothing. Thanks for nothing. I love that. Oh, Jesus Christ. My God, my stomach hurts. We should start showing these reviews, reviewing these show reels. Anyway. Oh my God. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for sharing that thing, man. I just have no words to describe this thing. Like, oh God. Well, anyway, no, I'm not gonna put any more show reels. Okay, one more. Let's just do one more. Let's just do one more. This is the last one, okay? Last one. This is gonna be the last one. I promise you that this is gonna be the last one. I'm gonna just put this one in. I admit it's only 30 seconds, so we're gonna like see it. So let's look at this one.
So here we're gonna come in, find.
Huh? You can't even notice
it. Strand of hair.
I only has 240 quality. It doesn't have more than 240p. That's awesome. Let's watch it again. That's amazing.
So here we're going to come in, find our strand of hair. Actually, let's take this hair instead.
Jesus Christ. I think we had enough. Oh my God. It's amazing. That is amazing. Okay, anyway. I'm going to do a couple of questions, okay? And then we're going to move on. We're going to move on. This stream is already taking way too long. There's so many questions on the chat, guys. You guys are not helping out at all. Let's see here. Oh my God. Oh, I can't even start. My stomach hurts. I'm not going to do any more. Okay. I think we had enough today, okay? So we've been streaming for almost 3 hours. I would like to thank a lot of people right now. So I would like to thank everyone that was on my stream. You guys kept. Oh my God! You guys don't stop. Okay, one last one. Okay, I'm not gonna watch anymore. One last one. Okay, so this is gonna be the last one. Okay, this even has an ad and everything. We're gonna watch the last one. Okay, it's gonna be the last one you're gonna watch. Let's have a look at this one.
Hi, can I have a latte to take away, please?
Just skip the commercial, though. Oh, I've seen... I have to say I have seen this before, by the way. One thing I would say is that this showreel is actually really good. Like, if you think about it, like, the integration in the CG is really good. Like actually, it looks really real. It looks actually very photoreal for you to think about it. It actually is really well integrated. You can even see the shadows on his body and everything. I think this is amazing. Yeah, you watched this before, Andrew? Like, yeah, I've seen this years ago. Like, I think this is a couple of years already. Yeah, 2011. This showreel is pretty intense, but yeah, if you think about it, it's really well integrated. Anyway, guys, my stomach is hurting. I can't take it anymore. I want to finish the stream, okay? So don't forget. Next Tuesday we're gonna continue with the showreel reviews. We will also on Thursday do compositing, okay? So Tuesday, we're going to do showreel reviews. We're going to continue with our reviews. Don't forget, any of you that missed this review, we can always watch the replay. As I promised all my followers, you know, during this pandemic, I am making available all the replays of my Twitch streams from this second phase for free, okay? So everyone can watch them again. So if you want to watch the compositing workshop, you can go and watch my replays. They're all there. And I would like really to thank all my subscribers and all the help. As you can see, we're already at 135. This is amazing. We're pretty much halfway through to get to the giveaway. So don't forget, next Tuesday we continue with showreel reviews, and then we do compositing on Thursday. And I can't thank you enough for everything. And I would like to also thank my moderators, okay? So I want to thank Sajels, which is aka CG Rockstar. Don't forget, CG Rockstar is also doing streams on Twitch as well. I would like to thank him for the amazing support that he gives me on these streams when he's moderating everything. And also don't forget, also Linny, Lock to Linny. She's also helping me quite a lot with she was my first moderator, actually. She's actually my first sub as well. So go and please, let's a round of applause for them, because they're amazing. Thank you so much for moderating my chat, and thank you so much for helping me with all the questions. And regarding CG Rockstar, one of our moderators, don't forget that he is actually streaming as well. So CG Rockstar is streaming on Twitch as well, so please go to CG Rockstar twitch.tv and support this channel as well. Here's, I'm spanning the chat with his channel. He's doing lighting and rendering on Twitch for 3D Studio Max, but he's a very experienced artist, so all the stuff that he teaches on his stream also is good for any other CG artist, okay? It's not just for 3D Studio Max. It can be used on everything else. Anyway, thank you so much for being here. Now, I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite films, which again is going to be a Van Damme film. I'm going to leave you with one of my favorite scenes. It's a montage scene from Kickboxer with Jean-Claude Van Damme, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you on Tuesday. Have a great Sunday. Thank you so much for everything. You guys are amazing. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for the laughter at the end. That was absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for all the shout outs as well. You guys are fantastic. So let's I'll leave you with Kickboxer, okay? I'll leave you with Kickboxer, and have a great day. And all of you, please be safe, okay? Watch your hands and be safe. Use a mask, okay? I'll see you later. Bye-bye. See you Tuesday. See you Tuesday.